catch you sleeping. Where you at? Ain't you feeling right? Listen. Ain't you feeling right? High hand, straight aces, high tops, red laces, big style, good gracious. Go real, sunglasses, so fresh, it's so fashion. This drip, it's smashing. Here we go. And I feel it. So hot, it's scandalous. So hot, it's scandalous. You can't handle this. My chips, I'll stack it. I'm all in and I'm laughing. Getting rich, who's asking? Solid gold, banks open, ice cold, still frozen. Oh child, I'm chosen. Oh no, yeah, yeah. And I feel it. It always ends in fire. So hot, it's scandalous. 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 So hot, it's scandalous.
I think I'm gonna like it here. I think I'm gonna like it here. Home has never been so clear, and I think I'm gonna like it here. I'm coming home. Touchdown, now fully grown. You wanna see how it turned out. Heart a little better, but it's intact. Soul a little deeper with a few cracks. Head so full, yeah, I know much more. Like I will never know enough to ever be sure. Follow the feeling, and you will find the meaning. Time can be healing. Let it rain down from the ceiling. I think I'm gonna like it here. I think I'm gonna like it here. Home has never been so clear. I think I'm gonna like it here. You and me, baby, we can make it last. Innocence, day one math class. You're the best friend I've ever had. Always got my back, I don't even need to ask. 'Cause you and me, honey, we're the dream team. Riding on the same wavelength, we steaming. Thicker than thieves, our love so holy, make you believe. Build it up, get better. Coming back now, I'm ready for the next phase. So we playing chess or checkers. I'm just having fun either way, 'cause these are the best days. I think I'm gonna like it here. I think I'm gonna like it here. Home has never been so clear. I think I'm gonna like it here. Show me what you got.
to Brawlhalla.
Welcome, everyone, to the very first official tournament of the season, Winter Championship for Southeast Asia. I am Slow Motion. This is Keg, and what is going on, brother?
Welcome. It's wild. I haven't been in a setup like this before, Slow. You are in the official Brawlhalla broadcast booth on Earth. I'm in the official Brawlhalla broadcast booth on... I don't know. What planet is this? Planet Keg. Sure, Planet Keg. the planet of no beards. You are in the bearded lands. I'm not in the bearded lands. But I gotta tell you, man, I'm very excited for all of Southeast Asia today. But let me tell you, we are very, very spoiled gentlemen here because our first matchup of the day might as well be grand finals.
I mean, you kind of get these patterns when it comes to Southeast Asia. I mean, Keith is the man. Keith the Poo-Poo runs this region. He has been on an absolute run for as long as I can remember. Plum does have the opportunity, does have the skill to get it done. Plum is coming in power rank second, or seeded second in this event. So if anybody can knock Keith off of winner's side here in winner's finals, it will be Plum, but he's definitely got his work cut out for him.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, look, even though he's seeded second, Plum has not been able to beat Keith in a setup like this before. The only player that's been able to was Tax Evasion. Yep. And that was the one time in the last year Keith lost a regional tournament like this. It's wild to say, Slow, but if Keith walks away with a first place win here today, he'll be one of the few players ever in this game to have won a full year straight of full regionals.
That's actually really impressive. I think, off the top of my head, I think the only person that may have done that or been close to was Godly. But I don't really have his stats in front of me. So
maybe OG Sandstorm.
Right. But no, a great accomplishment. Keith has definitely been a powerhouse in this region for a long time. I mean, everybody in Southeast Asia, all the Brawlhalla enthusiasts and enjoyers know the name Keith the Poo-Poo, and he's going to have an opportunity to put another one under his belt today.
He's Keithing. Let's see if he's
do be Keithing.
It's good. Yeah, let's see if it's going to happen here. We're just waiting for all of our players to lock on in. Plum is set up and ready to go. The way Keith plays is so wild compared to everybody else. Not even just in Southeast Asia, but I honestly want to say almost all of Brawlhalla, right? Where everyone's using, like, say, Priyas or, like, Chakrams way back in last winters to, modern day, like, bow and a lot of other utilities, right? We saw him dominating last year on hammer and sword. He was rocking the boat bar, running laps around Tax Evasion. We finally have him locked in. We're moving away from the hammer and sword, however, and playing something much more, what's the word? Much more conventional, I would say, to like the BCX last year.
We've been seeing a lot of VV here lately. I mean, Blasters are in a good spot, Boots are in a good spot. The signature kit on VV Mega Man, absolutely insane. We've seen Blue Boy over in North America kind of bring that legend to light, kind of get a little popularity behind it. And I've definitely noticed other players kind of hopping on the bandwagon there, trying to get a little piece of the VV.
I mean, there's no reason not to, right? Just the amount of coverage that you have. Close distance for in case you are able to get into the hitbox of someone long range, such as the Kaya pick, which, spoiler alert, is what Plum is going to be rocking out here today. Blasters to give yourself extra distance and just to catch people out of their dodges or anti-air capabilities. Really, the Mega Man and VV pick is just really, there's not much stopping potential right now.
No, not at all. It's going to be a little difficult. I mean, a little bit of a disadvantage, especially on Blasters. When off stage, in my opinion. I think especially going up against the Spear on Kaya is going to make it a little bit of a disadvantage for Keith off stage. But if he can keep the tempo and keep control of the stage, I think he's going to have a clear path to victory here.
See, it's interesting that you mentioned that because going back and watching Keith play throughout last year, he's just not an off-stage player. It makes sense that he would want to play one of the legends where you really don't want to benefit at all from leaving the stage itself. His boat bar, very safe, would never even go hammer off stage unless he overheated drastically. And to be honest with you, man, it never really paid off well for him when he did.
True that. But we're not going to have to speculate much longer because I believe we have both these players ready to go. Chat's ready.
Well, they've been
I'm
ready.
I'm
ready.
I've been counting down the days from today since we ended BCX in November. I am ready to get back to Brawlhalla. I'm ready for the season to be going, and we are going to get
hibernation's over.
Exactly. This bear is time to come out of the cave, and we are going to get into game number one for your stream sets for Southeast Asia.
Again, this might as well be grand finals. Both these players, PR 1 and 2, I believe, for the region.
Yes, sir.
They are set up and ready to go. We're heading over to Fortress of Lions first, and let's see if we can put your theory to the test, Slow. If I'm Plum, I'm looking to take Keith off stage and make sure he never has a chance to get back on.
Honestly, I think Plum is definitely going to want to keep the pace here. He's going to want to keep stage control. We're going to find out if he's going to have the ability to do that as we get started here. You heard Remix, 3, 2, 1 Brawl, and it's time to get going. Keith going to be the first one to get the weapon. He's going to start off on the blasters, and Plum is going to be able to start off on the bow. And first one to strike, Plum taking Keith all the way off the left side of the stage. Keith going to catch the re-entry from Plum back on stage. Going to jug him a little bit with those nairs.
Keith is a very aggressive player, loves to run circles around people and micro plays, find as many hits as possible but not overheat. Keith immediately takes Plum down to orange, goes off stage, plays it risky, tries to force all the exclamation marks out, but Plum back on stage once again. Keith could not find the first KO stock finisher.
Back on blasters, side sig off stage. Plum's going to go ahead and punish it. Down sig came out. Keith able to stay out of the way of it. Ooh, he tried to dodge and mix it up a little bit, but got slapped with the Sire. Is Keith down in the position to edge guard? Dare is going to hit. Could not finish up with the side sig, but Plum is going to get a two-piece. Take Keith off. Both weapon throws are going to connect.
Haven't seen Keith play too much Mega Man in the past. There could be some unfamiliarity with the finishing kit when you're this high into the game. It's going to be tough, though, for Keith to find the stock finisher, though. That's one downside of the Vivi kit if you can't land those SIGs. Keith, though, finally getting the side SIG. First KO of 2026.
I think Plum thought he was out of the way of that one a little bit, but that side SIG is going to go ahead and catch him and go ahead and give Keith the slight advantage here as he's trying to capitalize on this advantage state and try and push a little more damage towards Plum's direction. Nair is going to send Keith all the way up, battles back with an air of his own, both back on stage, center stage.
Goal's going to be for extra credit now on Keith's end. Rack up the damage against Plum before the inevitable happens. Bow is out. Downlight wasn't enough. Could not find the connector. Keith has taken so much damage that a breath of air should be able to take him out. But already deep on orange.
He's still holding on to this first.
He needs that to stop slow, and there it is.
Finally, Flame Sword is going to go ahead and take care of it. All right, Keith gonna take him up. Plum with the Sire. Gonna slide back a little bit. Keith is unarmed, but he has himself a one heck of an advantage here. But Plum, though, starting to rack up a little bit of ones and twos off of this spear. Side light, no follow-up. Keith right there with the Dare is gonna catch back-to-back dares, misses on the Sire.
Plum is trying to land punishes against Keith, and it is not working. No nairs to be found. Again, running around. Keith gets a recovery, a full stock lead.
Oh, and bringing out the anniversary cake to let him know that I am up a full stock here. Plum, juggle up. Keith catches him with the down air. Plum just trying to find some way to open up some offense here. But Keith shutting it down, doing great zoning work with these blasters and just negating everything Plum is trying to do here. Sidelight's going to miss, catches the Sire, but Keith read him going down. Plum able to stay back up on stage. That's a good advantage, but no. Keith staying out of the way of the Dare. Gives him another chance to come back up, but the weapon throw is going to go ahead and put the pressure on, and we are all on final stock. Keith still with the advantage, however.
Not by much, though. Plum was able to close the gap significantly. He's playing for punishes.
Absolutely.
That makes me nervous.
It was a full stock advantage.
It was, and it was so scary, especially with how much defense Plum has on the Kaya pick. You really want to make sure you can close that gap and maximize the amount of potential you have to bring it back. The bow is going to be the work here. He's going to fish for nairs and look around to punish Keith, but Keith is keeping his distance, going for Sares of his own. He's looking for an opportunity to whittle down that damage and start going for signatures once he knows Keith has an opportunity to close game one.
Plum's actually in a pretty good spot here. He's working, taking advantage of that defense stat that he has, and so far is trying to get this thing back even here and put Keith in a position to knock him out. Keith just needs a sidelight. Sire might do it, might not, depends on the positioning on stage. Sire's going to send him way out. We need a good edge guard from Keith here. He's not going to let Plum put his feet back on, but he does. Sidelight cannot get anything on the follow through. Keith, another Sire send him all the way over. Can he catch? Sweat beats out, and no, Plum's able to come back up, and we're back in neutral.
Plum's on hardcore mode, has to play this perfectly. A single hit from anything in Keith's kit will take him out, even though it's Kaya. Sire's out. Keith wins game one. But honestly, man, not by much. It was a much closer gap towards the end. End of second stock. The Kaya pick off of Plum, recognizing exactly what the game state was, what the win condition needed to be. As we head into game two, we will have a swap off the Kaya pick into something new. And I gotta say, I think this might be a closer match. I don't think we're gonna have a full three-game lead here from Keith.
That was impressive. I really didn't expect to go down to the wire like that. We're going to just swap over to Pearl. We're just going to put a little different coat of paint on that Kaya with the Pearl crossover. It looks like Keith is going to stick to the Mega Man. I mean, he was great zoning on the blasters. He had absolute control pretty much that entire game. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to continue that on. And Plum going to try and even things up here. Does not want to go down to elimination side and have to fight his way back up.
Yeah, Plum fooled me for a second. We did see
It's
a minor
okay.
swap before
It's
he
okay.
went on in. That's all right. We're all big Plum enjoyers here. I like what Plum is trying to do, though. He's trying to force, again, Keith to go off stage very early. We saw that ground pound, unfortunately, did not connect. A lot of these risky moves from Plum's side has not connected from Keith, but this might be the chance to go overly aggressive. My fear here is that Plum is tunnel visioning a lot, and we saw that early first stock last game. He started to slow the game state down more, fishing for punishes off of the bow. It's working out well here. There we go. Big stock lead into the taunt.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm not even mad at Plum at all. You know what? Keith was doing you like that the first game. Pulled out 2 cakes on the man. You know, I would definitely be emoting back.
I call that a meal.
For real. But so far, Plum is looking amazing. Still extending this first stock. Keith cannot get anything going. There is no offense from Keith so far. Finally, the boots are going to wake up and do a little bit of walking here.
Yeah, and again, Keith, without having much recovery potential on the boots, needs to make sure he can double down and stay on stage, and he's doing a pretty dang good job doing so. There it is, closing the gap. 117, though, certainly not flawless. Keith, though, does stay in the game.
He needed it. Keith needed that really bad. It was starting to... Plum was starting to pull away just a little bit here, but Keith putting brakes on it, bringing things back here. We're going to settle down into neutral. Is Plum slowing things down, trying to take the perfect opportunity and stay out of the way of those Saires. Keith caught him with those a lot in game number 1, did a great job in zoning him. Plum is trying to do his best to stay out of that game plan here in game number 2.
Now, Slow, here's my question, and chat, you need to ask yourself this too. If you're facing up against Keith, are the boots the answer to Plum's bow? Because Plum is just able to get into the hitbox of Keith with the blasters out.
He definitely needs to come up with something for that for the bow, because Plum is doing a great job, especially here in game number 2. Oh, we went down a little too far.
Oh.
That could be a stock for
Oh,
Plum.
no!
And it is. Oh, no, he made it back.
What?
He made it back.
That's incredible.
Kaya defense, I mean, he's only in orange. He had the options to get back, but he put himself in one really bad situation. It almost gave this huge lead back to Keith, but he might have done it already because it's completely tied, Keg. The Sire is going to be enough. Plum holding on to the lead, but at what cost? Because Keith has brought this almost completely back.
Plum's going to remain back on the bow, get that extra credit. Back to the spear, though, needs to maintain that distance away from Keith. Play this very safe if possible. Keith, he's going to double down. He's looking for any signature capabilities as we speak. And Plum, still maintaining that distance, wants to rack up that damage. Nothing too crazy, just make sure he can chip it away. But unfortunately, though, Keith, he's playing a patient game now. He slowed his tempo quite a bit.
That's really what Plum needs to do, though. Needs to keep this slow, keep control. It just punished Keith. Nice little turnaround, a fadeaway Sire there from Keith, putting Plum back up on the pressure. Okay, Keith looking for it, wants that Sire, you know he wants it, back to back, the second one gets punished, the Nair, no punish, Plum being very, very careful. He wants to do this with 2 stocks. He wants to have the best advantage he can when that final Sire takes him down to his final stock. And Keith sitting in yellow, maybe even borderline orange, trying to go up 2-0 here and shut down Plum.
And hey, look, man. Game 2 has been Plum's game thus far.
Yes.
He's had the lead the entire time, but that doesn't mean it can't change now for the final stock. Keith has a magical way of bringing things back. The fact that we're getting this matchup in upper finals this early, this could be grands. Plum, if he's not able to convert this game, Keith's one off from having a flawless run to grand finals.
Oh no, there's a bad spot. Plum now without a weapon. Keith continuing to dial it in, misses on the side air. He's looking for another whip throw up. I think he wanted that back to go back to the blasters. But Plum was able to steal it away from. Sair's gonna whip, missed on the dare. Keith able to get some more damage in. Okay,
Right
Sire
there.
come back up on stage. Who is gonna get it here? It comes down to this last interaction. The next combo wins.
Oh, but that wasn't enough. Not even the recovery.
throw.
Canceled out, but a weapon throw into a recovery himself. That's Plum, 1-1.
I'm really glad that Plum was able to go ahead and pull that one out, because here's the deal. He went up so much at the beginning of that game. if he would have ended up losing, the amount of deflation there would have been, the amount of, you know, the destroying of the momentum would have happened. So the fact that he was able to keep on top, go ahead and secure that win, make things coming into game number 3 being 1-1, and puts himself in a much better position. I think we're going to see some good things from Plum. Hopefully he'll have another opportunity to go up early like he did in game number 2. We're just going to have to see how it shakes loose. As we load in, it looks like we're going to get a little change of scenery. We're heading to Demon Island, Keg.
That's right, Demon Island. This is going to benefit Plum a lot more onto the bow pick. You have a lot more just ground distance to set up with your downlight into pretty much any other combo that you want here. Battle Boots, however, I would say has the same potential as well. That's going to benefit really highly. It's the longer range weapons I feel struggle a lot more on this stage, funny enough.
I think Keith, you're going to see him favor Boots maybe a little bit more. I think that opportunity to be able to have the room to run combos is going to be a deciding factor here. Plum missing the Sire, come back on stage, does get a pogo, back-to-back pogo, looking for another one, whiffs a nair. Keith trying to take off in the air a little bit, force in those dares, trying to catch something on Plum, but Plum doing a fantastic job staying out of those hitboxes. That one, though, that dare is going to hit, is Plum trying to find a Sire, trying to find anything for a starter, but Keith's got the rhythm pretty much figured out at this point. Nice side sig, not enough to confirm.
I can't believe that wasn't enough. That was right on the edge of the blast zone. Plum makes it back, unarmed recovery. Keith bides his time. He plays for the weapon starve. Super punch coming out from Plum. Weapon throw didn't connect, and neither did a punch of his own. Keith, it is brawl after brawl. Oh, no way. Oh, yeah, I'd be asleep after that one, too. Plum, what a trade.
What a nasty clash. So unfortunate. Plum, though, is going to be taken down to his second stock. It is completely even. We have one heck of a grand final. One heck of a winner's final so far.
This might as well be grand finals, man. You know what? I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. But I'm the kind of guy to do that. I think we're going to see a rematch in grand.
I wouldn't. We have Sire and Seijaru sitting down in elimination.
It's tough.
This is not a given at this point, for sure.
It's not. But I'm a pretty good chicken counter.
Can't be counting them chickens. Plum, though, be hanging on to the side of the stage here, trying to find a good opportunity. Okay, neutral light's going to connect. Keith not going to let anything else happen. Oh, three-piece coming out, laid down the down sig, nothing there. Tornado coming out. Plum's going to catch it coming back up on stage. Weapon throw out, he's back on Spear.
Back at it again. Keith has been struggling, especially in these second stocks, to find a way to get that lead back. Plum has seemingly found the answer. And again, a lot of it came down to game 1. He was tunnel visioning, fishing for punishes quite a bit. You can't do that on Keith, especially against his blasters. Weapon throw was out. Off stage, though, Plum tries to play aggressive, doesn't work, side sig underway, and for the first time since game 1, Keith takes the advantage back.
Plum keeps getting caught with those just raw side sigs. Can't even call him wake up because Keith, they both just standing there staring at each other for a second. Keith's like, you know what, I'll hit the heavy button. Plum, though, going to go ahead and catch, send him up to that top 45, and we are all tied up. We are guaranteed a game number 4, but it's all about who's going to have that advantage when we go into it.
It's been an even game. We've gone away from 2 games at Fortress of Lions, back over to the Demon, and so far, Plum again, he's maintained this advantage. The pacing has gone well in his favor. He's forcing Keith to play on the back end now, having to play the punish game instead. He's not able to find the same exact combos and the runarounds he did with the blasters before. Plum just has to maintain distance. Find nairs, punishes, play anti-aerial against Keith has been the answer to his success.
Oh my goodness, this is so close.
It's anybody's game.
Keith trying to do all the Mega Man dancing he possibly can, trying to smooth his way into the perfect position. Okay, we're gonna see the edge guard come out. No, he tried to get the Sire, missed on the nair. Plum, though, oh, he hit the heavy buttons. Keith is gonna hit him with the side C again.
Oh no!
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, hit the recovery. But Keith, that recovery is gonna be enough, and we are going to game number 4 with Keith being up 2-1.
Oh my, that was incredible. I mean, what are the chances? Yeah, 12 damage, that's That's wild, man. The fact that we saw the spear recovery come out, connect, and that wasn't enough. We saw so much that could have ended this game in Plum's favor. It didn't go that way. I don't know where we're going to head to next. It could be Demon. It could be Fortress of Lions. The fact of the matter is that Plum finally has that spacing down, and this could be his chance at revenge. But I got an important question for you, Slow.
Yes, sir.
You said that the Mega Man was dancing. Would the dance be the robot?
Yes. Absolutely, 100%. Oh man, so we have no legend swaps at all whatsoever. We're gonna bring it down to Small Fortress, and this is on the line for Plum here. He's got to make it happen. He is down 2-1 against Keith the Poo Poo, and Keith's gonna try and lock in one more here, send himself to Grand Finals, and wait and see who's gonna make it back up.
What I want to see from Keith now is more battle boots. I think his boots look so confident, and it plays so well into his play style that we've seen in the past. But yeah, whether it's maybe an unfamiliarity thing or just a confidence in the blasters, we're seeing Plum just be fully aware about what to expect from Keith from here on out. Finally, the boots are back out. I think this is the answer to the bow. We saw this a lot in Game 2 versus Plum and Fortress. The boots would just get into the hitbox of that bow, and Plum would not have an answer.
So Plum trying to get a little space here off the weapon throws. Still holding on to that bow, even though we have a weapon spawn right here in center stage, so both players feeling pretty comfortable on these weapons. Nice catch from Keith, trying to finish it up with the recovery. Plum able to float out of the way though, but now we're back on those blasters. Plum with no weapon and no drop on the ground.
Unfortunately, side sig doesn't connect though. Keith looking to find that distance again, keep Plum off stage. Has to find a way back in. These stairs are going to be risky with Plum maintaining that distance and fishing for Sires. That's going to be enough to send Plum off stage. Weapon throw doesn't connect. Keith needs the boots.
And he's got him. That's going to go ahead and connect. That's going to send Plum all the way out. And Keith is 2 stocks away. He has carved out his path. He sees the goal ahead, and now he has just got to knock out these 2 more stocks. Plum, though, trying to find a weapon, get back on the offense here. Keith going to catch him up in the air with a little nair. Sire is going to send Keith all the way out. Weapon throw gets dodged through. Keith has the options. Both back up on the side of the stage. Keith can be the first to put his feet back down. Plum can't get back up. He gets caught with the ground pound.
Keith defies aerodynamics in of itself to get back onto the stage, but this should be Plum's avenue. That Sire didn't connect. That could have been everything. He's fishing for the recovery and finally finds it. Hook, line, and sinker. 45 damage difference between the two. Plum has a lot more defense than Keith.
He absolutely does. All right, Keith unarmed. Plum attacking back with a neutral light. Side light unarmed is going to connect. Keith back on the boots. Nice little pause there to wait to catch the next D light. Caught him with the neutral. Okay. Plum's having some good damage put against him now. He needs to get offense back on his side. Keith, another one off the battle boots, throwing out the side signature. Plum stays out of the way of it, but he's taking so much damage. Avoids the side stick again, but he can't stay out of the way of that recovery. Take it all the way up to the top of the blast zone, but not quite enough to knock out that stock. Keith is so healthy though, Keg.
What is Plum gonna do? The ball is just struggling to get inside near the battle boots. But he might have found the solution. It was staying grounded on the ground. Who would have guessed? It's Keith looking for a way to get back in, closing the gap, make sure to catch the landing off of Plum, but he does not succeed. Back to the blasters we go. This makes me nervous. Plum, the advantage is now his.
But
oh, maybe not.
One, Sire will go ahead and shut those dreams down. Is Plum now on his winner's side sock at the hands of Keith the Poo Poo, trying to knock him down, and he's putting big damage up using that soft platform, extending the combo all the way out. But Plum gonna catch a neutral sig there. I think that's the first one he's landed out of those all set long. He's trying to finish the stock off of Keith right here, and that third recovery is gonna be enough. And Plum just like that, bringing it back tied.
Keith's longtime rival in Southeast Asia has been Tax Evasion, who is not in this tournament. He's the only player he has lost to in the last year for regionals. Plum, the second seed, has been the closest one to defeat Keith in his unstoppable year-long reign out of any other player. And if Plum loses this stock, Keith will have a fast track to the grand finals, and Plum will have to fight tooth and nail through the lower bracket to try to make his way back for a revenge run.
Plum running to the other side of the stage. Oh, no, wait. That could be our game 5 right there.
It could be.
But no, Keith able to make it back, stays out of the way of the recovery, but catches another Sire straight to the face. He back down stage, weapon in hand. Oh no! He had it right there and he missed. Keith's in a bad spot. He is super damaged.
Well, the Plum can't find the positioning needed. Keith is looking confident. If he can just catch the landing one more time against Plum, that could be it. Could be grand finals for him. The Plum is playing this so patiently slow.
He's left without a weapon now. He trying to get down on it. Does have the
That bow.
Feels a little more comfortable. Keith, though, Sire is not going to be enough, but he is so damaged. Just could be a game 5 right
doesn't
here.
connect!
Oh, he makes it back. And he's got the blasters. This is bad news for Plum.
It is. No weapon at all. He's waiting
no.
for it. Keith
Oh,
is going to
no.
weapon starve. Goes back to the boots. What's Plum to do? It's one hit. He needs to find another recovery, but he has the spear. He has that range. But the flame sword is out, and that doesn't take out Plum. Okay. Go, Keith!
No way, bro. Oh, no, bro. I need the end of that game. He really did him dirty like that. Plum, he was just neutral singing. He did it 36 times in a row. Oh, my goodness.
Fool me once, shame on you.
No,
Fool me 18,000 times.
Shame on Plum. Oh, no. What a set. That was so hype. I think that is going to be a little bit of a preview for what we have coming, if you want my honest opinion. But,
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was hype. Plum, man, he really let him do him like that with the neutral 6 at the end. We're going to see it right here. Keith just like, I'll get it eventually. And I'm sure he does. Pulls out the anniversary cake one more time. And Keith the Poo-Poo has got his spot in grand finals.
I mean, can't say I'm surprised. Keith was looking fantastic all the way through. Again, the same pacing that we've seen all year long from him. Not much has changed, but what impressed me the most about Keith was his adaptability, especially towards, the second game and second stocks of every single game we had seen. He would be very conscious about which weapon he had in his possession at the time, what was next for him, what was next for his opponent, and the fact that he knew that his blasters were getting counterplayed by that third and fourth game, switched over to the boots primarily, and chose how he wanted to end each stock very effectively.
Yeah, that is. I still can't get over the end of that game. Like he is literally, he's been in knockout range for so long, and he's just like, you know what, this is gonna work. This is my plan to not go to a game number 5, and somehow, some way, even coming in at almost 100 damage less than Plum, Keith was able to go ahead and confirm the game there. And like we said, he's going to grand finals. Plum is gonna have to fight his way back up, but first he's gonna have to go up against the winner of Sire and Seijaru to see who he is going to have to fight for that.
Yeah, very curious to see how this one's going to play out here. We already have our legends locked into the lobby. It was a good taste to see things early on. As a Petra main myself, I'm always very excited to see what I can see from the top of the top players in the region and, frankly, the world, what to expect from both Gauntlets and Orb. But overall, it's really just a battle of who can defeat Keith at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like it's. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully because I don't want to say that this is a one-player region because that's not true.
It's not.
It's simply not. But it's a region right now where the year's philosophy and story needs to be who can defeat Keith, because plenty of people can. It's just who's going to take down the king.
Who could do it today is really what it comes down. You know that old saying, any given Sunday. It's not Sunday, but
that's true.
Anything can happen any weekend, and we're going to have to see, definitely going to have to see some upsets because your number 1 seed is sitting in Winterside Grand Finals. Like I mentioned, we got Sire and Seijaru going to be coming up next. That is also going to be a very close game. We're talking seed 5 and seed 6. So this should be another banger. Sire just coming off of a win against Finks, and then Seijaru took out Tiger 3-0. So both of them coming off of good, solid wins against good, solid players. We're going to see who's going to take that advantage state.
Yeah, I mean, look, the people that were defeated are your usual suspects. Those are also games that could have gone 50-50. We could have seen both of them in the same exact spot here for the lower semis.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't to be. We're heading over to game number 1. Small World's End. That's great if you're a Petra against anybody but the Roman Reigns. That makes me very nervous.
This is gonna be a very high caliber game here. We have 2 of the heaviest hitting legends in Brawlhalla So we're going to see how quick they can chew through each other's health here, as we're seeing a big stride on the right side stage by Seijaru. Going to go ahead and take an early advantage off the Petra, catching that orbit ground pound with so much force, catching Sire off guard there.
You know what? Small anecdote about the Petra pick. I bought that skin the other day. I've been maining Petra since the start of the year. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta do what the pros do. I gotta get this Petra skin. I bought it. I haven't lost a game since.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, miss on the Sire, but the down sig is gonna go ahead and connect. Sire trying to scrape away at this last stock, but getting caught with another side by Sire, and another one has big damage coming off the Petra here.
Like this.
Oh, another one.
Right, work off the orb. Deceptively long range, of course. Sire's aware of this, though. Finally gets the KO confirmed. 125 damage, though. Certainly nothing to scoff at. Seijaru's gonna have to find a way in. But the wake-ups off the hammer can be very scary, especially with gauntlets. You have to be directly into the hitbox of the hammer. Sire just has to back away, fish for those side airs. Fortunately, though, no fish in the sea today.
No, not at all. Seijaru is going absolute ham here. This is exactly what we thought we were going to see. You know, Teros, Petra, going to be a very quick game. We're just now a minute 30 into game number 1, and Sire is almost in orange here, as he has already been taken in yellow. Finally, some offense coming back from Sire, but another sidelight Sire trying to hit the gravity cancel side sig, but nothing was there. Sire catches on the neutral, and coming up with a follow-up Sire, but Seijaru nowhere to be found.
Got to be very careful here off the gauntlets. Plenty of advantages, but the longer range of Sire's weaponry. There it is, scoop and score off the hands of the hammer, as my good friend Puff says. And honestly, this is very capable of a comeback now off the hands of Sire. It's just a matter of maintaining distance. Oh, but the orb is back out. Maybe the tides have turned a little bit more.
Yeah, Seijaru just is too automatic on that orb. He's catching Sire over and over and over again. And when you are catching blows like that from Petra, you are not going to hold on to your stock or your game very long. We're going to take a look at these replays a little bit, see how we got there. And we see that little two-piece off stage from Seijaru, and then the hard read off the gauntlets, and then finishes it back up with the orb right here. Sidelight Sire, bread and butter, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we're going to move on to game number 2.
What makes me worried now for Sire is that just because you're on small worlds and the blast zones are a lot more condensed, smaller, doesn't mean that's the reason why Seijaru won game number 1. Really, you could have performed that same Sire off the hands of the orb on any of these stages and found the same exact result. So if I'm Sire, I'm not looking to go for heavy damage early on for small worlds end. I can go to Demon, where the blast zones are the exact opposite. They're very wide, the widest in the game, and possibly find better results.
This was the best thing that Sire could have possibly done. I do like the cannon pick, and we're seeing why I like it right here, right now. And then being on Demon Island, he has a lot more room to work with. Not going to get knocked out early with those neutral sigs off the gauntlets or the side sigs off the orb. And we're seeing Sire come out absolutely swinging in game number 2, is almost complete opposite of what we saw just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, complete opposite. This is a struggle stage for the gauntlets. It's going to be so tough to find any sort of distance to get combos started up. It's too easy to dodge out. It's too easy to get away. The cannon, because you have no small platforms at all, there's so many places to go, and most of the time players will dodge upwards. It's so easy to follow through and get those combos started.
Okay. Just a raw side sig in the middle of Demon Island. Got a little punish for it. Ooh, hit him with recovery. Nice read from Seijaru. Gonna go ahead and tie these stocks all back up.
Tied back up. The damage may have already been done. No!
Oh, that was nasty. Oh, that's very unfortunate for Seijaru fans right now, as Sire, huge breakout game here in game number 2. Full stock advantage is Seijaru trying to play back, trying to get things evened up here. And Sire, though, getting juggled around a little bit in the air from these gauntlets.
I like it, though. As long as Seijaru, can continue to catch the landings off of Sire, there's a chance to help even this back up. But this cannon has been unstoppable! Oh, the Sire out of desperation. That's game 2. Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Cannon worked.
I really want to see stage bans on the screen as we head into the next game. It's already starting, so rest in peace the replays, but we get to see it. Demon has to be the first ban, and it's not. Okay, it's Mos Eisley, Demon, Western Air. So the idea now is that Seijaru does not want a big stage.
No. I mean, he's at an advantage when he's able to capitalize off that big force from Petra.
That's right.
And the way he was working on that orb, especially in game number 1, it just puts him in a great opportunity. We're just going to see, though, Sire look amazing on that cannon. And no matter what kind of advantage the stage may give to Seijaru, it ain't going to matter at all if he can't put hands on Sire.
That's true, and for Sire too, right? Like, I wouldn't say this is the best cannon stage in the world, but certainly not bad. And if I'm Sire, I'm going to negate that anyways by going for Axe.
Yeah. Oh, nice dodge. Staying out of the way of the true combo. The dare is going to end that stock, though. No, Sire able to come back up. Seijaru not pushing the issue, not pushing the pressure. Let Sire come back up on stage.
Cannon's back out. This is the true test to see if it can work out well. Seijaru, we didn't see a lot of orb in game number 2, but that confidence is certainly back. Off stage now, 166 damage off the hands of Sire. It's just a matter of Seijaru trying to find a way in. Can't fish the recovery. Sire dodged backwards. Not something Seijaru was expecting.
Nice read. All right, Seijaru getting a little bit of a rhythm here. Found a good read off of the gauntlets there, and now has advantage state as he's going to try and get some bonus credit, some bonus damage off of the stock. And so far, looking pretty nice with it as he gets that big, huge string against Sire, and he's still going. Full stock advantage for Seijaru right now, and no signs of stopping. Sire finally putting hands on him, shutting it down, running all the way across the stage with the side sync just to get punished by Seijaru.
Oh, it was a moment of desperation. We saw the extended side sync come through. Sire, though, wasn't able to confirm even the first stock, and now he's down to potentially his last. It's going to be 1-1 now for the series. Sire might be able to clinch out something, and he does. It's the side air out. Not a flawless game for Seijaru anymore, but with a full, clean stock ahead against one of the heaviest hitters in the game's existence.
Oh, wait,
whatever advantage you can get. Is that enough? No, Sire could not close the gap.
And he almost had it. He tried to fish out that gimp against Seijaru right here and try to bring it back in his favor.
Oh, wait.
But he's still pushing, Keg. He's still pushing.
Oh, no, the nair. Okay. Almost caught the landing. Seijaru, a moment to breathe, has a chance to retaliate, but that cannon has simply been too strong.
It absolutely has. He's got to disarm Sire and do it quick. Ooh. Sire trying to put the pressure. Seijaru, though, that was great movement, staying out of the way of that edge guard. But Sire is going to go ahead and confirm that stock. He is in orange, though. Seijaru needs to get an orb in his hand and get these sidelight stairs on and popping.
I was wrong about the cannon. I knew Sire's cannon on this stage could be good, but I didn't realize they would be this dominant, especially against orb. But this is Seijaru's chance to bring it back. He needs to find a way to get that distance and deactivate the startups off of Sire. But can he do it? Ground pound doesn't connect.
I think he's in a pretty good spot here. But although we've seen how Sire can burn through a stock real quick, but now he's got to get back off that edge guard. He does. The unarmed nair is going to go ahead and connect. Ooh, he was a little out of the hitbox there. Couldn't quite get the combo he was looking for. And now Seijaru with gauntlets in hand trying to finish up this game. Messiah right there in his face. Seijaru dodges through it. Can he go down forward? Is he going to let the ground pound rip? No, he doesn't. He takes his safe, gets the neutral light, and sends Sire off the stage and puts him up 2-1.
12 damage difference.
It's crazy, bro.
Up against an Amethyst? That's unbelievable amounts of output coming out from Seijaru there. That's what you want to see off the hands of a Petra pick. And I gotta say, cannon looked fantastic. I'm sad we didn't get to see more Axe coming out from the Amethyst pick just yet. I imagine, regardless of what stage we go to next, we have to see more going into this next game.
Oh, absolutely. I kind of want a game 5. I need Sire.
I think we will.
I need Sire to go ahead and clutch this one if he don't mind. I mean, if he wouldn't mind. But we're gonna. I think we might. I'm wondering if we're gonna see something different from Sire. If we're gonna see a different cannon legend. But then again, do you really want to drop the damage that you have on Amethyst? I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna have to play wait see here and see what transpires. I don't know, though. I think if we got a chance for a game or 5, I think this is going to be the set to see it.
I'm reading the in-game chat right now, and Seijaru just said one of the coldest lines I've ever heard in my life. I sacrifice Sire to the wolves.
Oh my. Well,
okay, man.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see, because so far he has had to fight for everything that he has gotten.
Oh, yeah.
As we get settled in, Seijaru does have the 2-1 advantage. Sire playing on his back foot here, sticking it to the Amethyst. See if he's going to be able to bring us to a game number 5.
Yeah, I don't think swapping off the Amethyst would be the move here for Sire. The confidence is out. The Taros was simply too slow for what he wanted. The cannon finding a crazy amount of value, right? I think the axe still could find success, but the problem is the Petra's too fast, and what am I talking about? Just stick with the cannon.
Man, the way he's able to catch those gimps, Seijaru not able to find his movement around this cannon from Sire, and now we're seeing the axe start to swing a little bit here and find some success as he takes Seijaru all the way up. Nice reversal from Seijaru though, and nice side stick is going to go ahead and rack up some more damage here. Trying to bring things back here, but he's taking a bunch of damage on his second stock. Sire now back on the cannon, looking for that knockout. He sees red, the Nair comes out, can he get another one? Seijaru though, able to put his feet back on the stage.
Seeing red but can't tunnel vision. Sire still has to play this carefully. He knows definitely how much Seijaru can bring this back despite the disadvantage. All it takes now is one proper move. Dare is out. Can't find the follow-through. Recovery's underway. Seijaru just has to play patiently. But Sire, now with the 2-stock lead, slow, I think he might get your wish for a game 5.
I mean, I'm seeing belt to stuff right now, and it is making me a little nervous. Sire looking absolutely fantastic here in game number 4, looking to secure himself a spot in game number 5. Ooh, could not spot dodge that. Seijaru going to go ahead and get caught off that down stick, but the ground pound is huge, and that is finally going to delete that first stock off of Sire, but Seijaru has so much work to do.
And if I'm Seijaru, I'm sticking with that orb. Look how much control you have of maintaining where that cannon's going to go. You have full control over it. But Sire, GC sidelight. Down sig is out. I'll give a moment to breathe. Seijaru, no time to think. Okay, Dare's out. Ground pound, excuse me. Let's see if that's gonna be enough though. Axe underway.
Wait.
This is the switch up I wanted to see. Seijaru knows that the orb's gonna counter the cannon. Game 5.
I didn't think he was slid in there enough for that gravity cancel D-Light, but he was able to go ahead and catch just the edge of that hitbox. And we do get a game number 5, Keg.
We do.
We're going. Sire and Seijaru putting on an absolute show for us here as we're going to settle into game number 5.
You know what? Keith's emote birthday cake, the candle's there, blow it out, make a wish. It was for a game 5 this series.
That's right. That was my wish. Was that your wish, Keg?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so we all
everything in my life has come true.
We all had our wish come true today, thanks to Sire, able to go ahead and clutch out that game number 4, and we're gonna see who is going to be able. It all comes down to this, to who is going to move forward to take on Plum the Great in elimination final to try and make that spot back up to Keith.
That's right, this is elimination now for one of these two players. They had made it so far in Winter Champs, but the road stops for one of them here.
Absolutely. And it is going to be the end of a long, hard road for which either one is dropped right here. Sire, though, coming out swinging on that axe, looking good early. Seijaru finally able to work in a neutral light there, but not much after it. I think Sire's locked in.
Oh yeah, he's got to be. But the axe can slow the pacing a lot more now, ramp it back up, but the cannon damage has already been done for Seijaru's first stock. This is your chance to bring it home. Seijaru making his way back up. GC sidelight controls the tempo. Recovery is out. First stock underway. Seijaru, for the first time this entire set, not having a maintained lead.
No, this became the issue as soon as the Amethyst came out. We have seen Seijaru struggle against Cannon this entire set. He has been caught in so many huge strings. He's been gimped like 2 or 3 times at this point for stocks. It has been so detrimental to his run here, and he's got to figure it out here.
I agree with you. But one solution has been Orb. I don't want to see Seijaru rock gauntlets at all this game. It's got to be all orb against this cannon.
I mean, I think you might be right there, Keg. It's definitely had the most effectiveness for him, although we have seen the gauntlet shine through a little bit. But I think if he is trying to keep it safe, definitely using that orb and staying grounded might be his best bet here.
One downfall of the Petra pick. It's the fact that you have to be so close inside the hitbox. Any wake up is instantly effective against Petra.
Okay. Fishing for it, sidelight Sire. This is even. So that stock advantage is gone at this point. Sire, weapon throw out. Is he going to go down and look for it? He does.
What a read!
The Nair is going to go ahead and knock him off of the breakdance, though.
What an escape. Knowing full well Sire's going to chase Seijaru. Immediately back with the Sire.
Oh, no, that's a bad spot to be in. It's
what a
cannon, bro. You can't get underneath cannon.
No.
That's like getting horizontal to Lance. You don't do it. The ground pound has so much area, so much hitbox, and we saw it come in full advantage there. Is now Seijaru on his tournament stock, trying to move it forward here to go up against Plum the Great. Sire is going to send Sire all the way out. Can he finish up the stock right here off the edge guard? No, he can't. Sire now in advantage state, but catches another Sire, sends him all the way over to the left, but not enough force.
Stock number 2. All the other games so far, every other stock we've seen has not mattered. Game 5, final stock, clean each side. This is what matters.
Literally all comes down to this one stock between Sire and Seijaru. Okay, looking for it. Ooh, nice patience from Sire. Big
A recovery
whip.
could have been it.
It could have been, but so could have the Seijaru trying to get the read underneath it. Trying to get, I think it was going to be a Nair into recovery, but could not catch the Nair. D-Light.
143.
Oh no, that's it.
One more hit.
Oh no, weapon throw out.
Weapon throw.
Did he finish it off? No, he lets Seijaru come back.
But now he has cannon. It was a trade-off that was necessary. All it takes is one straight hit, and that's it. Nair is out. Sire makes the comeback of a lifetime.
I really thought Seijaru was going to take this set. I really did. I feel like a fool right now. Great the adaptiveness from Sire. He started out, it was so rough for him at the beginning of the set, and then he found that light with the amethyst, and it was just, I mean, he found the light, and then it was lights out the rest of the set. Seijaru, unfortunately, could not make it happen.
Never be a fool.
Could not make it happen with the Petra, and that's going to be the end of his day. We are down to our top 3.
Yeah, I'm wondering in a different reality if we would have seen a different result had we seen a Petra swap, but honestly, I feel like what we saw between the two players was a big macro game, and I gotta say, very impressed with the Orb versus Cannon matchup. I think if we did see a swap, it still would have been Orb, and I don't think the outcome would have changed.
No, I think Petra was his best bet. He was you're kind of fighting fire with fire at that point. You know, when Sire comes out on the Taros, Amethyst, these big, heavy-hitting legends, you kind of want to keep pace with that a little bit. And Petra is definitely the right tool for the job. Unfortunately, came a little short, but what a close set. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely a lot of fun. I'm very excited to see what comes up next.
Well, it's going to be Plum the Great, and it's going to be Sire. But I think we're going to need to kind of settle in, maybe a little break before we get there. Let these players get ready. We are going to be lower finals. It is your top 3, Southeast Asia Winter Championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for your top 3. Or I'm wrong.
Oh?
Okay. So far, we do have
Well, what are you eating today?
nothing.
No?
Not yet.
I have a whole slab of salmon. I'm like a big bear today. Straight from the river. This is the kind of content you get.
It actually looks
Good energy.
It looks good. It does look good. I do like
So
salmon.
good.
I am a salmon enjoyer.
Me too.
I see that. Gotta stay energized.
Yeah.
Gotta stay energized for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, bears need it for like hibernation. I figured, why not?
I mean, and we're just now coming out of hibernation, so
That's right, from BCX.
so like it's time to eat salmon and go hard in the paint.
Yeah, go hard in the paint. Maybe go hard in the break.
Right into this ad break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for your top 3. Keg and I will be right back.
Eyes locked tight, I can't get you out my mind. Oh no, what have we got to lose? Holding your stare, I feel the lust in the air. Don't you? What if we run with it tonight? Hands all over me. What if we heat it up in time? Just follow my lead. Little bit dangerous, alright. But don't you wanna see? I'm gonna need you to trust me. It's all in the kiss, baby. Let's make a dream come true. Taking a risk, baby. Know what you wanna do. Stay in the zone tonight. Push it to overdrive. It's all in the kiss, baby. It's all in the, it's all in the, it's all in the kiss, kiss, kiss. It's all in the kiss. It's all in the kiss, kiss, kiss. It's all in the kiss. Stay in the zone tonight. Push it to overdrive. It's all in the kiss, baby. It's all in the, it's all in the, it's all in the kiss. Now you've had a taste. I'ma need you to engage. Oh yeah, you got something to prove. Is it love or lust? Are you gonna make the cut? Well, it's down to you. What if we run with it tonight? Hands all over me. What if we heat it up in time? Just follow my lead. Little bit dangerous, alright. But don't you wanna see? I'm gonna need you to trust me. It's all in the kiss, baby. Let's make a dream come true. Taking a risk, baby. Know what you wanna do. Stay in the zone tonight. Push it to overdrive. It's all in the kiss, baby. It's all in the, it's all in the, it's all in the kiss, kiss, kiss. It's all in the kiss. It's all in the
Welcome back, everyone. It is me, a slow motion. This is Keg. We have returned just like we promised we would. We are down to our top three.
I got worried.
We are down to our top three, so Brawlhalla enthusiasts shall rejoice because these have been some absolutely banger sets so far, Keg.
Absolutely, banger after banger. Anyone has the capability of making it to grand finals here today. Of course, the player that has been in the grand finals and won every regional event in 2025 minus last year's winter champs has made it back to the grand finals again for a chance of maybe going for a full year-long streak of nothing but golden wins.
It's crazy. That is one heck of an accolade to put on your resume for sure.
Yeah.
And he's going to try and get the job done today, but we have some business we have to handle beforehand because we do have three, not two, which means we have Plum the Great and Sire about to do battle here to find out who is going to go back up to a winner's side, have the chance to go against Keith the Poo Poo, and try and claim an upset here.
Yep, that's right. Second seed versus fifth seed now. We've seen both of these players play. It was Plum brought down to the lower bracket by the hands of Keith himself. Sire fought tooth and nail for a huge comeback win in Game 5 just before our break. So if you weren't here for that and you're coming in now, well, it's all right. You did miss one of the best matches of 2026. I get it, but now these next two matches are going to be some of those banger of bangers you have ever seen in your entire life.
That's a statement, Keg.
It's a true statement.
That's a promise. Can you keep that promise?
Absolutely, just for you.
What happens if we just get a 3-0 right now?
A 3-0?
Then
Well, I mean,
you
it
would
would
be
be
a
the
liar,
bangers.
Keg. You would be a liar.
You know what? Some people call me a liar sometimes, but I'm lying if I say I ever lied. But you know what? Here's the thing. If it is a 3-0, it'll be the best 3-0 you've ever seen.
Okay, all right. I'm going to hold you to it. But we're going to see Plum's Kaya come back out. He's going to be on the Pearl. And then Sire's going to start this on the Roman Reigns. We saw this just last game in Elimination semis. He started out on the Taros, didn't like it, swapped over the Amethyst, and put in work. So we're going to start things off on Demon Island and see how this set's going to look for us.
Yeah, it's not going to be against the Petra this time around. It's going to be a slower paced game. We saw this from Plum, who did have a tendency to tunnel vision a lot early on against Keith, back when he was facing up against the Mega Man. I think this is going to be our slower paced set of the entire day. I wouldn't be surprised if Sire stays onto the Roman Reigns, but if we see any potential gimps like that again, could see that go a little bit differently in the game too. But Sire did make the recovery, and things are all hunky-dory looking for both players.
Hunky-dory is a word. See how it's going to stay that way, though. Stomp Sire, big damage, even against that Kaya defense. Looking for another one. Misses the Sire, gets shut down by Plum. Recovery is going to go ahead and send Sire up into the air of Demon Island. A Sire coming back down is going to connect. Sire in trouble here. Stays out of the way of the neutral light. Stomp Sire again against Plum. Whip and throw out. Big pressure from Sire right now.
Big clean dodge there into the GC downlight, into a side air, and a second one at that. Hook, line, and sinker for Sire to get the first KO of the set.
Oh, whiff on the haymaker. Stomp sidelight.
Okay, very clinical so far. Plum struggling to find a way in. Thinks the advantage might come from the bow. Fear right now, Plum trying to use the same strategy he used with bow, but punish Keith in the last set. He was fishing for nairs, looking for Sares quite a bit. It's not nearly as easy when you're up against Hammer, especially someone like Sire who likes the GC downlight.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get in there and be able to break through that defense, being able to find a way to get past that hammer. Another stop is going to connect. Recovery is going to find its home. And Plum finally getting Sire off that first stock, but he is very close to being taken down to his last.
It's so interesting that Sire has rocked two different Axe Legends, and we've seen so little of the Axe, minus that one down sig in both sets.
I mean, we did see him a little bit on the Amethyst there in that final game.
It was there, but like it was like a 90-10 split.
Right, for sure. Oh, trying to find something with those Sares on the hammer. Getting a little success out of him. Plum, though, fighting back off the spear, finding success. Trying to come back with the turnaround D-Light. Couldn't find anything. Oh, Sire trying to set up something nasty here. Plum dropped it. He didn't get the jump out.
Yeah, that's brutal. Full stock lean. Orange 117 damage on Plum, now 150. That's going to be devastating. This is going to be a tough turnaround moment for one of these two players. You're facing elimination now. Good GC downlight into a recovery from Plum's side. Sire may have to relegate stock number 2 for a reset now. Plum's looking for a way to close it out. Has been struggling. There it is. Clinical.
All right, but Plum, though, you guys see the writing on the wall there in the top right corner. This is a bad spot. Okay, Sire, that's just a little bit getting him closer to where he needs to be. That stomp Sire, though, is going to be very nasty, and Plum might not have the opportunity to get back. Sire, though, going to give him a little room and just to shut it down with a Sire, and that is going to give Sire the lead here after game number 1. 617 damage coming off the Roman Reigns.
Oh, this is tough, Slow. This is tough.
Talk to me, Keg. Talk to me.
I'm happy we get to see early on this stage the Legend Select, because I was gonna say I don't see the Plum working out here. The fact that we saw critical whiffs on both the bow and the spear, it wasn't just like conjunctive to the character itself, right? It was the fact that you really needed to get a lot of these basic combos down, but Sire's spacing is so good that he knew exactly what to expect from the Plum pick. So we do swap away into the Chun-Li. The gauntlets did find some value with the Petra from Seijaru in the last set. It did find damage against Sire's Roman Reigns. So I think this will work out well.
I like the swap. Wu Shang is Wu Shang.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely been a very solid legend for a long time. The signature kit is absolutely insane. And gauntlets, I mean, they're in a good spot.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna shut up. Honestly, I'm just gonna quit talking because Plum just found his way into a huge disadvantage here at the beginning of game number 2.
Yeah, that's rough, buddy. No words from there. It speaks for itself. And, you know, even going forwards, right, we see the gauntlet swap coming out from Plum's side. Even if we see this continuing to the next game, Sire could absolutely swap to the Amethyst and go and counter the gauntlets with the cannon.
Absolutely.
So definitely not out of the woods just yet. We're seeing a really rough second game from Plum's side.
Yeah, Plum, I think he's just going to start the set down 0-2 is really what's going to happen.
You know what we call this? We call this a storyline game. This is the one where we just kind of exposition the heck out of it. It's already over. That was the
1 minute game. 1 minute game.
Wow. So, give me a breakdown, Slow. Tell me hard-hitting analysis. There was a lot to break down.
Was there? That was...
Oh, so much.
That was a lot of gimps. There was a lot of gimps. Sire did a very good job at taking advantage of being off stage. He scoped out the situations, put Plum in the worst possible state he could possibly be in, and found a way to capitalize off that advantage state, and sent Plum in a very quick loss there in game number 2. I'm trying to think the last time I saw a minute game in top 4 of Brawlhalla.
I don't think I've ever covered one.
No, that was brutal. I'll say it, brutal.
Yeah,
Chat's still trying to recover.
Yeah, definitely not the position you want to be in. We head over to Small World's End, and you know, Demon didn't work out well for Plum.
No.
I think Small World's End might be the final nail in this this Winter Champ's coffin.
And I don't want to count those chickens.
I am a chicken counter.
I know you are a chicken counter, but if you remember the chickens you were counting was Plum going back up to Grand Finals to have the rematch.
That is true. These chickens might not be great at counting like myself, but we'll see how this plays out. We did see an amazing comeback from Sire in the last set. It's just a matter of seeing whether or not he can just get his act together.
I'm trying to think of what this changes for Plum. He does have a little bit more room on the side to be able to grab the side of the stage, but then the hits, the blast zones become a lot shorter, which we see Plum, though, taking the advantage there, being able to strike first against Sire. A little emote to celebrate the good exchange there. And as he goes right back to work on those gauntlets, they're actually looking very good for him now that he's having an opportunity to actually use them.
Yeah, tailing off of what you're saying, Slow. I don't think we saw the gauntlets at all in that last game.
We didn't see nothing, bro. Nothing. We didn't see nothing.
So there was effectively no change that we got to see. So now that the gauntlets make an appearance, things are looking a lot more confident from Plum's side. It's really just a matter of how he can deal against the setups of the hammer. And I think Plum! What's happening, buddy?
Ran out of options. He couldn't. There was too much pressure from Sire. Plum was too afraid to try and find that route back up on stage. The sweat beads came out. The exclamation points came out.
That is all wrong, Slow. Clearly, the sweat made sure that the wall was slippery and he could not crawl his way back up. Come on,
Is that
man.
what it was? Did he?
Of
Okay.
course.
All right.
Shake my head.
Plum trying to make a miracle happen here in the worst possible position you could be in, but he's catching some absolute snipes right now. Oh, wait, does he got it? He does. Plum taking that game 2-0. Another very blistering fast game.
How long was that one?
It was quick. I mean, we got into, looks like we got into about 2 minutes on that one.
Yeah. All right, well, maybe that means this one will be a 3-minute game.
I don't know, but we saw Plum get on the board. He does have one on the scoreboard, so that means he at least has something going in his favor, which is more than I expected after that game number 2. Very impressive to see him be able to lock it back down and take that loss and come right back and secure a win in the very next game.
Gotta say, I'm surprised that Sire is sticking with the Roman Reigns. A lot of confidence in this pick. I don't think it's a bad pick whatsoever, but against the gauntlets now, Plum, if he could just maintain the premise that he had in game number, what was that, 3?
Yeah.
I think for sure that this could go all the way.
I just wonder if we saw, I mean, Sire after that game number 2, I wonder if we just had some overconfidence in game number 3. Kind of looked a little sloppier, was kind of just trying to be a little flashier, try and get those big strings, get the big gimps. And I think if Sire just slows things down just a little bit here, he's going to find a good solid victory. And we see that striking first, Sire going up 3 stocks to 2.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. I think Sire's playing a much slower and much more safer game in game number 4. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just see less risks involved overall. And Plum, a big risk taker. We've seen that plenty of times now so far today. Unfortunately, unlike the Keith set, it feels like this isn't paying off nearly as much.
No, I mean, he's still trying to knock out that first stock off of Sire. Plum is already in orange against a Taros. Nice side sync though. That is going to go ahead and get the job done and at least get the stock count back to even.
Plum's playstyle is very entertaining, but he's very susceptible of overheating. We've seen this so far a lot today, and Sire has to take advantage of that, but as long as his positioning just continues to get interrupted by Plum catching landings, it might not matter. But as I say that though, double Seijaru, triple Seijaru is out. Plum now a full stock behind. He's on tournament stock.
Yeah, Plum found a brick wall back to back to back. He could not get back up on stage. The Seijars were too much, and now Sire, all he's got to do is dial in this last stock and send Plum out of today's event and him back up to winner side to have a chance to go against Keith. And he's just juggling on this hammer, looking absolutely fantastic. Plum finally getting in with a D-Light, but no follow-up after that.
Yeah, we've seen, unfortunately, that the spear was not the success factor that Plum was looking for back on the Amethyst pick. No, I'm sorry, not the Amethyst pick, the Plum pick. Did not work out well. Jumps again. Plum only having one shot left, downlight into the Sire.
Oh, found a way back up.
Okay.
But might be a little,
back out.
little too late situation. He's got to play absolutely perfectly here on out, but that might be a good start. If he can get the Sire, there we go. Sire on his final stock. Can Plum tie us up here?
Yeah, Plum's on hardcore mode. A single hit, anything from the Taros kit will end his tournament run here for Winter Champs. Sire didn't connect, downlight Sire, that's it. 11 in damage done for the final stock. Sire will be making his way to grand finals up against Keith.
That set was a fever dream, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Okay, where's the real set? Come on.
That was so weird. I mean, Sire was the absolute demolishing that he did in game number 2, and then to see Plum come back and get a 2-stock win in game number 3, like just wild. I got whiplashed a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. It looks like Sire is going to get the job done, and now we are going to see a new set for us because we're not going to get the rematch. It's now going to be Keith going up against Sire in grand finals.
I gotta say, I'm surprised. This is a position we don't get to see too often from Sire's end. Historically speaking, really the only player in Southeast Asia that's given Keith problems in grand finals has been tax evasion. Fortunately, not in this tournament, didn't sign up. The only other player that we've seen consistently in that grand final spot has been Plum, also shut down. For Sire, he's got big boots to quite literally fill, and Keith's got the boots to hit him back with it.
Yeah, I think we're in for an absolute treat here in a grand finals. I'm torn here. I mean, I'm always a little biased. That's just
Talk to me.
Part of being a Brawlhalla fan. I don't know what I want to happen here. Like, a part of me wants Keith to get the year streak. Like, I want to see that happen, but then, like, I really want to see it shut down. Like
Really?
one tournament before he gets it, like if Sire come up here and get the reset and shut that down on Keith, and 1, get the first win against Keith in the last year, and 2, steal that away from him at the very, very last second. I don't know, man. Both are cinema. Both are cinema, bro.
I don't know if my heart can handle the latter, man. I think if Sire shuts it down here, I don't know if I can wait a whole potential other year for Winters 2027 to have Keith take the full year lead back. That's if he wins every other tournament this year.
Right. Exactly. But we are going to find out because we are going to get things started over on. We got the Dome still up for grabs here. Could we take one game to Miami Dome, mix things up a little bit? No. We're going to take it right back to Demon Island.
I was going to say, I'm wondering who would benefit the most from Miami Dome. I honestly think it's a net negative for every. Yeah, I don't think so. Like, the boots wouldn't find a lot of value, that the hammer would be in an awkward spot. We head over to the Demon Island instead, which I think will benefit Keith a ton in this matchup.
We shall see, but he does have to deal with this huge damage output from Sire. So Keith is definitely going to have to be on his movement, have to be on his P's and Q's, and paying attention to what he's doing, and not take 2 back-to-back Saires to get pushed all the way across the stage by Sire. Unarmed Sire trying to come out. Keith able to get himself a little bit of room with a couple nairs, and he's back on stage going back to work.
All right, finding his proper footing once again. One thing that we've seen Keith stifled on a lot is his aggressive playstyle. He wouldn't overheat like Plum does, but the fact that we saw Sire shut down Plum effectively by catching landings with the setups off hammer pretty effectively and consistently might spell trouble for Keith. He swaps over to blasters immediately. Won't be as big of a problem once the hammer comes back out from Sire's end. That axe will have to put in work to find punishes.
It absolutely will, especially with the speed coming from this Mega Man pick. Sire's having a hard time putting that hammer. Okay, Keith's sitting back. There we go. Keith's just got a zone, bro. He has the advantage on the stage. He's just got a zone. Use those blasters. Get Sire into knockout range. Finish it off with the boots, just like that. There we go. Keith going up has the first strike.
Yeah, first strike. 180 damage on Keith's side, though. Keep in mind, not the craziest amount of defense. Even the unarmed recovery wasn't enough to take him out, but a breath of anything else will. Keith is going to use this time, though, with the axe, even though there's a lot of upper control for anti-aerial. That could have been enough for Keith to go for the setups. And there it is.
All right. Sire's going to go ahead and get the knockout here, keeping the stock count a little even. Just a little bit of damage he needs to make up for here. Shouldn't be too hard, especially when you're sitting on Teros.
Boots are back out. Edge guard. Can that be enough? Sire was not in this position at all slow in the last set.
He was almost caught right there. We saw the second exclamation point come out, but Keith gave him a little bit of room, let him come back up on stage. So Sire is going to whiff. Keith, though, catch it at the very end of that hitbox. Another gravity cancel D-Light. Still sending Sire back.
Like this call now, Keith is attempting to find the dare setup. Keep Sire in the air, maintain that distance. The hammer can't do nearly as much if he can't find a Sire. Flame sword out. Not enough.
Swap back over to blasters. Sire fighting back unarmed a little bit here. Sire's not going to have enough force to finish him off. Whip and throw out. Try to finish up with the recovery out the boots. Sire stays out of the way.
If Sire's maintaining a lot of distance here, I really like how he's playing his style. Of course, as I say that, though, it's the distance that takes him out.
Yeah, Keith, here we go. Trying to lock in game number 1 here. Sire trying not to let it happen. We didn't really point out, for you guys that don't know, as we finish up this last game, Sire does need to win 2 best-of-5 sets. Keith only happened to win 1. Sire finished up with a Sire there as he gets Keith onto that final stock.
Only 16 damage difference. Theoretically speaking, Sire only needs to get, like, what, less than 10 hits to take down Keith?
Depending on what they are, he could burn through this stock very, very quickly. It's looking nice.
Just looking to fish for dares. Does not even want to go for anything wild just yet. Keith does not like to play off stage.
He's definitely at a disadvantage, especially being on blasters. Sire, though, coming over, was trying to see him sneak in here. Stop Sire, could do it at this point. But we saw in grand finals Keith being able to come back often. He's very, very, very good under pressure. He's very good in this situation, being down a full stock against the Teros here. So he's fighting back. Sire is going to send Keith way out. Can he get back up on stage? Sire, the brick wall of Teros, lets him back up. Sire slaps him away again, Keg.
No weapon. Not at all. Keith historically has been a championship hammer player. He knows exactly what to expect for the edge guard. He knows how Sire wants to play this out. He's looking for an opportunity in. An expert versus the craft itself. It's Sire to win game number 1.
All right. And just like that, Sire does have the advantage. He is up 1 game. He needs to win 2 more in this set and then another 3 to be the Southeast Asia Winter Champion. I think Keith is going to have something to say about it, though.
Yeah, I think this was a good poke and prod game, a very clinical game coming out from Keith to expect what Sire could bring out. It's just a matter of seeing, like, okay, did you download all the information? Did you absorb it and retain it all? Because this is going to be the final exam now.
Yeah, this is definitely finals for sure. See what if we're gonna have any swaps. See if we're gonna go back to Demon Island.
Okay.
What is going to transpire here in a game number 2?
Huh. Interesting. Now, The audience can't see it just yet.
I can't either.
Very. Oh, I didn't know that. We have a very interesting swap coming from Keith's side. Well, we were on stage bans. That was backed out. We have a Wu Shang pick coming out from Keith's side.
I like it.
I like it, but it's not something I've seen Keith really rock before. So I'm curious to see how well it plays out.
Well, he's going to find out. I mean, Keith, at least, we've talked about it. At least he has that cushion. He is on winner's side. He does have that advantage. So he's got a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit to play with. Try and try things out a little bit. But Keith on the Wu Shang, dressed up in full Santa Claus gear. See if he can get himself a late Christmas present here.
I like the strategy from Keith. To win winter champs, you gotta become winter.
Gonna become winter. That's right. I like that. He is. He's becoming winter, becoming one with the event. Sire, though, great work off this axe. Keith able to stay out of the way of that second Sire. Weapon throw out. Big whiff off the axe Sire. Keith, though, having a hard time finding a way to get in with that spear. Getting slapped with another recovery off the axe. Finally, gauntlets in hand. See if he's going to be able to do anything with him. So far, though, not a whole lot coming off the Santa Claus.
Yeah, I gotta say, not a fan, Slow.
Not a fan?
Not a fan of this.
Not a fan.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Sire's a fan. Sire's a fan of the Wu Shang right now.
Of course. Yeah, biggest Wu Shang enjoyer I've ever seen over here. You're feeding the shark right now if you're Keith, and unfortunately this is not working out well for him. I'm expecting another swap after this game regardless of what goes down. I like the idea of having Spear. It's in such a good spot. You have plenty of capabilities of shutting down anti-aerial against Sire with his Sire, but that requires you to get in.
Yeah.
If I was, counting my glory and looking to see a way to win this out, I'd swap to the Bodvar.
I mean, he's gonna have to do something because he's about to go down. He's about to go down 0-2, and I don't think there's anything he can do about that at this point.
That's true, but I see where Keith is coming from too, where he does have 2 best of 5s where he can experiment and see what's gonna work here.
I mean, for sure. But I think he's definitely going to have to use that second best of 5 at this point because he is in a rough spot finally. And I do mean finally getting that first stock off of Sire 2 minutes into game number 2.
Yeah, this is very unlike Keith's gameplay. Again, very aggressive player, does not like to overheat, doesn't play off stage very often. He is the kind of player that expects you to swap around, go for a punish, and he'll punish your punish. That is his bread and butter. You just cannot do that against the Taros.
Bro, Sire is on a generational run right now, bro.
This is crazy.
Okay.
Oh, that almost was a critical mistake from Sire's side. Just wasn't enough for Keith to follow through. Off stage though, and holy moly.
I will never doubt anyone ever again. Sire, oh my goodness. He's not just winning these games, he is bodying Keith these first 2 games. Like this is not close. This is not Keith is struggling. So we need to see what he is going to pull out of his bag of tricks here in game number 3 because so far he is not finding any success. 304 damage is all that came out from Keith. Literally half the damage that Sire put out to the absolute hit point. Half the damage.
I'm just looking back at my notes, and yes, historically we have seen the Wu Shang come out, and it was last seen in Spring Champs. It did end up winning for Keith alongside the Taros and Apriya. He is bringing out, okay. We saw this, I believe, back in Summer Champs.
This is a choice. This is a decision that he's making.
I'm not against this. Back in Autumn Champs, I'm looking back at my notes, we did see Keith go on a big run with a Thor pick and win it out.
It's not something you see very often. If PJ's watching on the plane right now, he is cheering at the top of his lungs on his flight because he is a Thor enjoyer. Not something you see very often at all. Thor is not something that we see pulled out very often, but it does make sense. Orb is fantastic. Keith is playing really well. It's just a matter of finding the right combination here and see if he's going to be able to do something on this hammer, on this Thor. But Sire going right back to work.
I think Keith is the fastest hammer player I've ever seen. His orb we haven't seen yet, but we did see Sire struggle against orb in the previous set. But that was against the when he was rocking the Zola, the Amethyst. Great neutral sig. Noticing so far that Sire loves to play anti-aerial with the Sayers quite a bit. It's going to work out well to just keep catching Sire off and chip that damage away.
Keith finding some success here. It's about the first lead he's had.
Absolutely needs this lead.
Although Keith, though, stops Sire. Gonna try and find the knockout here. Goes underneath for the unarmed recovery. Not enough, but there, the punish to Sire. The breath of fresh air for Keith as he finally relieves some of this pressure and is able to put some offense on the board.
Yeah, Keith realizing now that Sire is a force to be reckoned with. Can't toy around with the Mega Mans and the Wu Shengs anymore. He's gonna have to bring out the heavy hitters. But unfortunately though, Sire is out, and even the Roman Reigns is still giving Keith problems. It's only a 26 damage difference.
All right. Comes down to this, so Keith needs the next 3 games to avoid the reset. Sire trying to reset this bracket and get everything on even playing field here. Keith catching him with the neutral light. The get off me move of orb, if you will.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Deceptively long range. Works out well for Keith. So good to get inside the hitbox as well. Plenty of capabilities to juggle around someone like Sire. It's just so tough at times to go for a confirm unless it's a side air. But there it is, stomping Sire. That's going to be it for Keith. Stock lead.
The comfortable stock lead. He's holding on to it. The Thor is looking very, very nice. Keith on that on the hammer is definitely working out for him as you see him immediately swap back over, showing that Sire how it's done a little bit on this hammer.
Working out well. Keith going back to old times. Sire trying to find a way in. Does manage to land the punish into a side sig. Critical for Sire to need it. If he can just land something like that again, he's guaranteed himself a bracket reset.
Looking like a good possibility. Keith though, Sire's gonna rack up some more damage. He immediately throws that orb away. Weapon drop, there it is. Hammer in hand. See if he's gonna be able to bring it back. Sire though holding on. He wants this. He wants the reset. Neutral light connects. Fadeaway Sire does not.
Keith can't overheat here. There's plenty of opportunities for him to make a mistake. Weapon throw is out. Sire, he bides his time. Recovery from Keith. Weapon juggle. A star from Sire. Side air is out. And finally, Keith and Joyers have a moment to breathe.
I worry. That worries me a lot. I really like the momentum that Sire had, and it was going so well. And then Keith took some of that momentum back, and that really kind of makes me worry for the state of the reset that Sire is working towards right now. Because I think if Keith has found the way to get through and be able to convert what was starting out in game number 1 as an absolute dog walk from Sire to now being able to get in a position where he confirmed game number 3 and now has that back on his side, I think we might see this start to fall away from Sire at this point.
I think going to a broader What's up?
Never mind. Never mind. I was.
Oh, did you see the Wu Sheng?
I was looking at the wrong thing.
Just thinking of the broader scope, I don't think the Roman Reigns is a bad idea going into game number 4 because, yeah, I mean, you know, if you lose this, it's going to be 2-2. You still have a game 5. You want to minimize the amount of games Keith is going to have to adapt around the Amethyst pick. That I think is inevitable. Because if you go out now and you win this next game, you had the bracket reset, you really don't have many other options left in Sire's kit.
Oh, although big damage coming out, Keith though does have the slight advantage. I say that till he catches a weapon throw with his teeth and taking out the bottom 45.
Yeah, this is looking really good. This is the best case scenario for Sire. Again, thinking about long term, even if we see this adaptability from Keith's side, he's had 2, now going on to 3 games to play around this Roman Reigns to see how it plays out. A lot of chances for adaptability. Yeah. You really want to maintain this Roman Reigns pick as long as you can to make sure, okay, I don't want you to know how I play my canon yet.
Keith finding his way back up with the neutral light. Sire's going to connect as well. Another one. Oh, big damage coming off of this orb. First time I've really seen the orb. He's been so focused on the hammer that we haven't seen really what this can do. Is Keith searching, smoothing, moving, trying to get in. Nair is going to connect. Another Nair connects. Sidelight. Sire. Big damage. Recovery whiffs. Sire, though, recovery of his own into Sire. Gets rid of the stock, and he's 1 stock away from resetting Grand Finals.
One stock left. The orb has found some good damage potential in the previous games, but you're right, it hasn't been enough to confirm stocks, and that's been the big struggle for Keith! Keith!
I don't have words.
Silence.
Yeah, I don't have words. What do you say to that?
Knocked the wind right out of me.
Yeah, that's all right. We got our reset. That was the whiplash I am getting in this top 3 of Southeast Asia Winter Championship is unreal. Keith, that was your game, homie. What happened?
It was.
Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. We're just gonna shake that one off. I think the players feel the same way, and none of it matters, guys. You know why? Because it is Grand Finals reset. We have one best of 5, and that is all that matters at this point. Is we are already getting back in, already striking these maps, and the final battle is upon us, Keg.
That's right. Keith did not win Winter Champs last year. The opponent that had his number all of 2025 and beat him in Winter Champs not playing in this tournament should be a runaway success for Keith, just like it was since spring of last year. Not quite the case. Bracket reset is out. The Southeast Asia player skill gap has closed in.
A little bit.
May no longer be the sole contender of this region.
I mean, a little bit. Looking very, very nice. All right, though. Like I said, though, we have fresh best of 5 set here. Got seed 1 going up against seed number 5. The seed number 5 just getting that reset. Anybody just happens to be joining us.
A lot of damage already. GC side sig wasn't enough for Keith to find the stray success off of Sire to get this first stock. Ledge guard is out though. Sire still spot dodges his way in, finding success in that factor. Again, small blast zones and small world's end. This should be good for either one of these players to find a lot of success off of stairs. Stomp and Sire is out. Case in point, stock number 1, Keith with a pretty successful lead.
Yeah, Keith's locked in. I mean, I kind of wonder if it was just the point the last set where it was just so far down. Why play the extra games? Just go ahead and let Sire get the reset, start it over, and start fresh. And we're seeing that fresh start play out in spades from Keith here, as he is about to go up 2 stocks if he can keep this momentum going.
Yeah, no slowing down at this point.
No, you can't. You can't stop, won't stop. Keith,
oh,
side light,
Lordy.
stop. Sire, still not the stock, but great weapon throw from Sire, but it might not be enough. Sweat beats out, stock is gone. Keith cruising game number 1.
Yeah, at this point, we've seen how great Sire's hammer can be, but unfortunately against Keith's, who, again, he's played all year long last year, is just simply getting outclassed. Thinking farther ahead, though, I'm looking to see maybe the cannon coming out next game. I think that'll be huge for adaptability.
Oh!
Sire himself, what? Oh, sure, man.
I mean,
all right.
you gotta take what you can get at this point, and it was enough to go ahead and get Keith off of that first stock, but Keith looking for the weapon drop, catches the Sire off of Sire's hammer. Can he get the drop? He does. There we go, side light Sire. Just getting that safe, easy damage. Knows what he needs. There. Stomp from Sire, whiffs, Keith, side light Sire. Working that orb, it's working out very well for him, Keg.
That's right. Just gotta find a way to play patiently. Sire's looking for an opportunity to make his way in. You want him to overheat. That's been a big problem for players up against Keith, is that they'll tunnel vision, and Keith takes advantage on the punish.
Almost saw it there from Sire as he went off stage with that ground pound. The neutral sig is gonna go ahead and catch though. Keith's gonna make it easily back to stage. No, he's not. He gets scooped down, sent down to the bottom, but Keith gets his options back, recovers back up on stage. Orb in hand, a nice snipe, keeping the distance. Sire though, the down light will connect. Keith, hammer back in hand. He just needs to stop Sire. It's all he needs. I think a Sire might even get the job done, or a side sig. We're not picky around here. Keith gonna go ahead and confirm game number 1 in the reset.
Yeah, very clinical win coming out from Keith's side. I'm expecting a legend swap coming out from Sire. I'm expecting the Amethyst to come out, and there it is, right back to Small World's End, I'm sure. You want a small stage for this pick. We see the bands instantly out. And now, again, thinking farther ahead, this is going to be huge for Sire for adaptability. Frankly, I think his Amethyst is better than the Roman Reigns. We saw it completely destroy Seijaru way earlier on, and the cannon has not found a stopping force yet.
Okay, so here's my opinion on this.
Okay, I'm ready.
This Amethyst is either going to work out amazingly, or Keith is going to dodge right around this cannon.
Okay.
If
You think it'll be Orb or Hammer that does it?
I don't know. I think Keith, as long as he has the movement to kind of dance around and stay out of those big openers for cannon, I think that the cannon is going to be negligible in the set.
Okay, well, here's an interesting point, too, is that when we saw Sire face against Seijaru, it was just cannon. We barely saw any axe.
Yeah.
So are we going to see more axe? We're seeing it right now, but is this going to be a mainstay of the set?
I think that what we saw against Seijaru, though, was the situation of Sire saw that it was working and saw that Seijaru could not adapt to the cannon and just tighten the screws down. It just kept hitting him with the cannon.
And Seijaru's orb struggled against the cannon. Do you think Keith's orb will struggle?
That I don't know. It is a little harder to get in. I think with the hammer, he's got a little more reach, but we see him swap back over to the orb. Sidelight Sire gonna find its home. Weapon throw out to Sire. Edge guard out, and he catches Keith with it.
Okay.
Now watch out.
All right, Sire.
Now watch out for those active frames, buddy. They will catch you. Send him up, and there we go. The Sire is gonna send Sire back out. Couldn't follow it up here. Does.
All right. It's almost like the first stock didn't happen. Complete clean reset for both sides. Hammered back out for Keith. Definitely the more comfortable weapon that we've seen. Thor, of course, was the Autumn Championship winner for Keith's side, though. He did find success on both weapons. Sire's cannon, however, has been a different beast for everybody in Southeast Asia.
Oh, see, Keith staying out of the way. Even though he dodged back, still able to stay out of the way of that cannon. There we go, sidelight, looking for another one. Sire gets dodged through by Sire, but Keith is right there with a scoop off the hammer.
Yeah, and Keith's main gameplay tactic is to punish people's punishes. He's done such a great job with reversals. It's just a matter of staying inside the hitbox of players, and Sire's got to recognize that and stay out of the way. Tries to go for a neutral sig, doesn't connect. Nair is out, misses, Keith punishes.
You see, we're not getting these huge strings off this cannon here. It's not happening. Sire's having a very hard time getting anything going. Saw him back over to the the axe, I apologize. Keith staying out of the way, recovery back up, stays.
It's like a hammer.
Yeah, it does, especially on Amethyst, and that is going to send Keith down to his final stock. We might be tied up going into game number 3, Keg.
This is the most important stock for Keith in this entire tournament.
I agree. I completely agree.
If Sire wins this 2-0, I think Sire could take the tournament. But okay, not the case anymore. 1-1, 16 damage on Keith, negligible. It's just a matter now if Sire gets that cannon back.
He really needs to push the issue here. He needs to get the tie, take us all tied up into game number 3.
What a spot dodge.
Yeah, I mean, the careful gameplay is going to come out now.
Yeah.
A lot riding on the line. There's no reset to save Keith anymore.
Sire hasn't found himself in the grand final spot too many times before. I imagine now nerves may begin to set back in. He is so close. He is dancing with victory and cannot mess this up. Oh, and he came so close. Oh, if the nerves weren't out before, they are now.
He's still cooking. He's got the advantage. So much pressure. Oh, the dare off the cannon, but we swap back.
And Keith
disarmed.
Maintaining his distance, you're right, disarmed. Hammer's out, Nair doesn't connect. Sire, he finds a side air. He nearly tries to get a reversal with the side sing. And there it is, the scoop is out. Keith wins it 2-0. Just needs one more.
Oh my. Okay, so the Amethyst definitely worked out a whole lot better than what we saw in game number 1. But I mean, I cannot believe Keith was able to bring that back. 1 damage differential in that game, by the way, guys. Chat, I want to say that one more time. 1 damage difference between those 2 players. That is pretty much as close as you can get.
I'm looking through right now, just at our past notes. The last time we had seen Sire in a position like this in grand finals, I believe was 2023 for one of the grand finals. Yeah, Southeast Asia Winter Champs 2023. It's been 3 years since he's been in this spot.
Oh my. Lot riding on his shoulders for sure as he tries to confirm this. He needs 3 games in a row against the back-to-back seasonal champion, Keith the Poo Poo here. And Keith just needs one more game.
One more game. One more game, and the last tournament he would have lost has been Winters of last year. One of the few players in Brawlhalla history to win a flawless year-long seasonal streak of claiming every single season in a row.
See if he's going to be able to make it happen. Sire still has something to say about it. He still has, you know, a hand in this fight here, as Keith, though, sitting him up with the neutral sig, and it's starting to get a little bit more dire for Sire here.
Yeah. Longer stage to work with for the cannon. Bigger blast zones, unfortunately, not going to be in the advantage of Sire. Keith, however, again, plenty of room to work with both Orb and Hammer. This is exactly where you want to be to get that grand final spot.
Although Keith racking up more damage here. Recovery's going to find its home. Stays out of the way of the dare from the axe. Keith reaching up with the nares. But throw out. He wanted to catch Sire off that. Sire, though, saw it come and stay out of the way. But now he is in this edge guard situation again. Very close to knockout range. Oh, you gotta stop, Sire. Oh, nice weapon throw.
Sire's trying to be unpredictable, but unfortunately Keith plays just so safe but so aggressive. It's such a unique play style that it's hard to out-predict him. There it is, weapon throw into a nair. Unbelievable. Sire now with one stock left. Keith is eyes on the finish line.
Yeah, he's definitely on cruise control at this point. All three stocks still on his advantage. Sire, though, finally going to wrap up that first one. We see him finish off with the nair. But I think the writing may be on the wall. The lady is singing, as the old saying goes.
Very well could be.
But Sire fighting back with his cannon, getting a little scooped a little bit more off this hammer, though. Stomps there. And we're seeing Sire, the movement's just not there. He's not fighting back with the
veracity.
Yeah, that he had just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, at this point, Keith just looking to close it out. Sire, though, his dodge game has been unbelievable. He is learning how this Thor is working, however. There's still a chance.
Okay, that's a big chance. Wait a second. He's only an orange. This is doable. Wait a second.
Absolutely doable.
I'll shut up. This is doable. He's going to swap out, back on cannon.
That's right. If Sire can just get a great string going on here, avoid the orb, actually, over the hammer. Weird to say.
Keith was kind of holding off on that weapon drop just a little bit. Although the damage is building up. If he's going to find this knockout and finish this tournament, he needs to do it now. Because Sire is starting to close the gap here just a little bit. As Keith is in yellow. Sire's not going to be enough. Can he catch him? Weapon throw? Sire, do you have any options? He does. He touches the side of the stage. Can he make his way back up? Catches the Sire of his own. Keith whipping, sidelight Sire, and that is going to do it. Keith, the poo-poo, is your 2026 Winter Southeast Asia champion.
Has not lost a tournament since winters of last year. That is spring, that is summer, that is autumn, and now winters all in a row. One of the few players, if ever, to be able to have an achievement like that in Brawlhalla history. Keith the Boo-Poo has clearly cemented himself in Brawlhalla history as one of the best.
I just want to know what happened between set 1 and set 2. Like, was Keith just letting the reset happen just for the troll or what? But I don't know, because it looked like he was playing somebody completely different in that after that reset, taking a quick 3-0 advantage against a Sire, and like you said, Keith's got another one.
That's right. I mean, swapping over to Thor, the god of thunder, showing that he's also a god himself. Keith looked pretty dang good on that hammer. It's been his pride and joy since the very beginning, and finally finding success with it again must feel so good.
Sure, for sure. Definitely a great way to get the season started off if you are Keith. Starting off winners with a win is always the way to start it. Sire, though, great run today. I mean, he was seeded 5th, I believe, and was able to run it all the way up to 2nd place. That is one heck of a run in my book. Somebody's got to figure out Keith over here in Southeast Asia. You guys got to get together. You cannot let this man continue on the domination streak that he is on right now. Because
look, I want him international. Bring him to BCX.
Right. Bring him on over. What a way to get this weekend started. We got so much Brawlhalla this weekend. We got Middle East coming up here in just a few minutes this afternoon. We're not done for today. If I may, without getting in trouble, I just want to say happy birthday to Spacetronics. I hope I don't get in trouble for that, but it is his birthday. I want to make sure he got told such. But I think that's going to do it for, at least for me. What you got to say, Keg?
Yeah, I mean, look, follow us on social media. We could always use more little numbers and stuff like that. Stay tuned for Middle East coming up in just a few minutes, and we have a big, long weekend ahead of so much Brawlhalla action in every single region. So don't go anywhere. We'll know. And stay tuned for Middle East. We'll see you in a few minutes.
There ain't a point in hiding. No way to fight once it takes hold. The feeling strikes like lightning down inside your soul. Oh, it's a one-way ticket, a journey somewhere you don't know. The kind of place you visit, put down roots and call it home. You could be the enemy. See it now like a movie. Slow-mo cut to the last scene, just as the lights go down. All the things I thought I knew, oh, you broke every single rule. Life began when I met you, the kind of love you only dream about.
I take a step back, further from the edge. Trying to stay on track, to voice inside my head saying let yourself go, time to risk it all. So I close my eyes and fall. Feel the rush in my face, lose my breath, can't explain. Beating hearts, breaking chains, I can't stay away. But you don't feel the same. But you don't feel the same. My mind is ice. With one look you melt me. I feel alive. With your touch I'm set free. You light fires deep inside. I feel the rush in my face. Lose my breath, can't explain. Beating hearts, breaking chains, I can't stay away. But you don't feel the same. You don't feel the same. You don't feel the same, and that it's us until the end. But I need to know if you're on board with it. Putting myself on the line again. So I hold my breath and then I count to 10. Feel the rush in my face, lose my breath, can't explain. Beating hearts, breaking chains, I can't stay away. But you don't feel the same. You don't feel the same. You don't feel the same.
Guess I shouldn't be surprised. I've been here one too many times. I've chased the Sire on my skin. Let the heat sink in. Saw it coming from a mile. I know it's been a little while. I felt the embers from within. Let the heat sink in. It's all coming back to me. The sleepless nights when it's hard to breathe. Watch my emotions take the lead. Can't control what it does to me. I remember how it hurts. Remember how it hurts, and it's so good to me. I remember how it tastes. I like it in the flames. Oh, it's so good to me. It's so good to me. It's so tell me I'm not here alone. I'm the one you want, then take me home. I'm just love drunk, caught up. Love or lust, what's up? It's all coming back to me. The sleepless nights when it's hard to breathe. Watch my emotions take the lead. Can't control what it does to me. I remember how it hurts. Remember how it hurts, and it's so good to me. I
ourselves start to fall, but we stick like glue. Let's set this tone of light into the night. Let's go and show the world, just you and I. It's undeniable. Feel it pulsing through our bodies like electric shock. It's undeniable. Like thunder, like lightning, like electric shock. Like thunder, like lightning, like thunder, like lightning. One of these days, hey, you and I will light a spark. One of these days, we'll set fire to the dark. And we're singing, ooh la la, yeah. Restart the groove. Ooh la la, yeah. Let me see you move. Ooh la la, yeah. And we got the juice. Ooh la la, yeah. We're feeling good.
It's hard to do what you've never done before. So I needed to know what it's all for. You've been trying harder. Rise up and show 'em as a mother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. You've been trying harder. Rise up and show 'em as a mother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. You've been trying harder. 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 Rise up and show 'em as a mother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. You've been trying harder. Rise up and show 'em as a mother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. You've been trying harder. Rise up and show 'em as a mother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. You've been trying harder. Rise up and show 'em as a mother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. Head up, you should be proud. Look where you at now, Georgia, when you look down. Head up, you should be proud. Look where you at now, Georgia, when you look down. How's it feeling in the clouds? You've been trying harder. 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 Rise up and show 'em as a brother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. You've been trying harder. Rise up and show 'em as a mother and a daughter, sister, brother, son, and father. You've been trying harder. You've been trying harder. You've been trying harder. You've been trying harder. You've been trying. Head up, you should be proud. Look where you at now, Georgia, when you look down. Head up, you should be proud. Look where you at now, Georgia, when you look down. How's it feeling in the clouds? You've been trying harder.
We had it all when you were by my side. We've given up. Was it a waste of time? You got me acting a fool now. I won't be chasing for so long. You got me high on emotion, and I just look at what you've done. Love ain't easy. Got me down.
running out of words. I'd be lying if I said this didn't hurt. But I don't wanna lose you, don't wanna make it any worse. So I keep quiet, 'cause I'm running out of words. I'm listening, but oh, I can't read your mind. Darling, I've tried and tried. Can you say anything to make this feel alright? Say anything. Say anything before we're out of time. Say anything. If we were hidden in a memory, some way, somehow, can we fight for what we need? 'Cause I know that we're worth it. Know that we had a love story. For the edges that talk about you and me. I'm listening, but oh, I can't read your mind. Darling, I've tried and tried. Can you say anything to make this feel alright? Say anything. Say anything before we're out of time. Say anything. Don't walk away, or just tell me that you're staying. Won't you
I'm rolling, watch me move, I'm styling, hanging loose, I'm a treasure. Go get her. I'm shiny, made of gold, I'm flowing like French cologne, no pressure. Trendsetter. No one does it quite like I do, baby. Got the feeling, can you feel it? Watch me now. Everybody's trying to look like me. Oh no. But if my taste in leather don't smell as sweet, not like me. Pulling dimes, looking fly. I'm glossy, I'm glossy. Feeling stars, feeling wild. Yeah, I'm glossy, I'm glossy. I got diamonds on my chain. I'm fresher than lemonade. I'm sipping, drip dripping. No one does it quite like I do, baby. Got the feeling, can you feel it? Everybody's trying to look like me. Yeah. But if my taste in leather don't smell as sweet, no, no. Pulling dimes, looking fly. Yeah, I'm glossy, head to toe. I'm glossy, head to toe. Feeling stop, feeling wild. I'm glossy, head to toe. I'm glossy, head to toe. Ooh, I love you, baby. No one does it quite like I do, baby. You got the feeling, can you feel it? Everybody's trying to look like me. Oh no. But if my taste in leather don't smell as sweet, no, no. Everybody's trying to look like me. Oh, yeah, yeah. But if my taste in leather don't smell as sweet, no, no.
Give a little time tonight. Yes, let's celebrate. We know the love we've got. So let them haters hate. Don't let them other people bring you down. Baby girl, you're golden. Baby girl, you're golden. Just keep on running. Take it high, high, high. Just keep on running, baby. Run for your life. Just keep on running. Take it high, high, high.
Vivaldi's Four Seasons starts with spring, but the Brawlhalla Esports Year 11 starts in winter here with the Winter Championship 2026. Welcome, everybody, to the Middle Eastern side of things. My name is Sparky878, and joining me on the desk is Dara.
Hello, everybody. It is so good to see all of you again. It has been a long winter. We are here in 2026. This is at least my first tournament of 2026, so I'm very excited about it. And yeah, we'll be kicking off the top 8 side of things for the MENA region. I'm Brawlhalla. I'm really excited for the 2026 year of esports. Sparky, how are you feeling about it?
I'm liking this bracket so far. The things I'm looking forward to here is we see some of the regular names that we've seen dominating the Middle Eastern region. We're seeing Comer here. We're seeing FXL, although it's FXL top seed on the bottom side of the bracket, so a little bit interesting that he finds himself down there after winning several tournaments. But really, Middle East has been like back and forth between Comer and FXL, and then all of a sudden, towards the end of last year, kind of starting in summer and then moving into autumns, we've seen the rise of Heavy, who we are also going to see on the other side here in our winners finals. We're going to have Comer versus Heavy. This is Heavy seed 3 and Comer seed 5. I believe we have players ready to go. I think we're waiting on Heavy right now, but in terms of character picks, I expect Comer to be coming in potentially with the Mordex, or given that we're kind of in a Qatar meta right now, the way people are speaking online, we also might see the Asuri coming in from Comer now that Scythe caught a couple nerfs. We'll see where it kind of lands in the meta and how people think of it in the meta after the nerfs from the recent patch. So we could see that Asuri from Comer. And on the other side, Heavy, I mean, who knows? Looking at some of his past tournament performances, I mean, he's pulling out a Cassidy, he's pulling out a Mordex, he's pulling out no Ryan, he's pulling out a Caspian, and then now we're seeing him leading with that Cassidy here on that brand new skin.
Yeah, Cassidy up against Fate. Comer going to be locking into that Scythe pick. And yeah, these two, they fought against each other a couple of times in the past. I believe in the Autumn Championships, the previous set that these two played in, that set went to Heavy. It was a Game 5. And then before that, it was also another Game 5 set. That time around going to Comer. So definitely this could go either way. Both of them are, of course, sitting here in winners finals is a very good place to be. So yeah, Cassidy and Fate, these are just about like, I don't know, as two different legend picks as you could possibly get.
Yeah, so the last tournament footage that I saw from Heavy, he really was leaning on that Cassidy, and we were seeing some good stuff from his hammer. Not quite as many of the like as PJ was describing back then, like sort of the quote unquote gimmick style of Cassidy play that we see from some people, where they're really just like spamming the D-Light Insig on the hammer true combo option. So we see more of like a varied play style coming out from Heavy's Cassidy, as opposed to like the only other Cassidys we really see in tournament are like Wubs from time to time, and he's like he sees blasters and he's allergic to them. He throws them away instantly. He plays the legend very one-dimensionally. He still does a very good job playing one-dimensionally, but still one-dimensionally compared to someone like Heavy. And then Comer on the other side, like we love the high-strength orb around here. PJ's been talking about it for a while. I'm absolutely on that train as well. We'll see if he focuses more on the orb or if he's more well-rounded between the two weapons.
Yeah, but we're kicking it off, everybody. We are in game number 1 here. Heavy gonna get punished for that GCD light. Huge with punish here from Comer, who tries to extend for the side light. The downer bouncing off the side of the stage. Heavy extending out there without the weapons. We just started the game, but Comer has a really good position right now. Heavy missing his whiff punish and then gets punished instead.
Now we are going to be on Small World's End, and there was a clip coming out from, I believe it was Saphir, who was showing like how early you can KO with Orb if you get like a nasty.
Sidelight
you may not even need that. You just add up the normal damage. You find the sidelight side air. He was definitely in the red. We're on Small World's End, so that's not a surprise whatsoever. Just going for that consistent damage. You can do that here. You can build it up quickly and find KOs super early with that high string Orb. I can't believe Comer wasn't in the air high enough to get away from that D-Light. Another D-Light coming through into the pivot neutral air. Doesn't really go for the edge guard beyond the dash out D-Sig. I thought he was backing away from it. I think Comer did too, and then he dashed in with the D-Sig, having that little spike on the back side of it.
Yeah, that was super tricky. Is that going to be the KO off the top? Not quite. Comer is still going to be hanging on, but the second one is going to be able to do it. That is why you lock into the Cassidy, just because, hey, those signatures, you can send out a few of them and be unpunished for them. Relatively speaking, Comer got a Seijaru that time. Heavy holding down the stage here. Tries to go for the same exact anti-air, but Comer not going to have any of it this time around. Comer is baiting it consistently and punishing, just getting above Heavy. He knows that he wants it. What are you doing?
Oh, the side light picked up just a little bit too low because he gravity canceled it on a grounded opponent, so he didn't get the side air with enough of a pop-up there. The dash-in down light is immediately punished by Comer. Doesn't quite get the read in the direction. Heavy was a little bit too low for that recovery to make contact. Just kind of probing with these side lights, looking for the option. Can't get the punish on the insig in time. There's the stomp into the neutral signature KO off the top.
Now, I have to say, Comer, he is consistently getting into a position where Heavy wants to go for those N6, and he was getting so many punishes in the beginning of the second stock. That time around, though, Heavy, he's gonna find another one of those N6. He's just able to send them flying. That time around, though, he gets punished for it quite heavily. He finds himself off stage, tosses away the hammer, but Comer does not secure the edge guard.
Goes for the D-Light into the side light, the low damage blasters option. Oh, he even gets the neutraler after that as well, falling up off of the down air. The D-Light doesn't go far enough. The weapon toss up. Oh, he almost had the beautiful setup for the down air spike off of that weapon toss. He did hit the weapon toss. I can't believe the active frames didn't make contact with Comer there, but he's going to live through that one. He's at 157. This is super dangerous. I believe Heavy's next weapon coming in is going to be that hammer, which means it could just be a raw insig, could be the stomp insig. There are a lot of options that Heavy has, unless we get the amazing read of all time here. No, Heavy's going to disengage from that, but it was 70 damage now.
Heavy, he was taking all those hits, but he was holding onto his dodge because he knows if he takes 5 hits, it's okay, but if he gets his dodge good, that could be the end of the stock, especially off stage. All he needed to do was get back on, find that one lead, and he was able to go ahead and close out that game. Nicely done to Heavy. But I have to say, that was a very close game one. I like a lot of the ideas from both of the players, especially Comer. He has a very good idea of how Cassidy, wants to be anti-ailing, especially when we're on hammer, you always have to look out for that N-sig because of how few recovery frames it has. He was successfully baiting it out sometimes. Other times, Heavy was kind of getting away with it. We're going to be staying on small worlds and here. Yeah, going into game number 2, I could see the set going either way.
And I love that you point out the anti-air properties of that, because then you see at the very end, Heavy going for the only side signature on hammer that he threw out that entire game, the non-anti-air option, the grounded option, the one that you want to throw when someone is on the ground right in front of you, and that's what gets the KO. If he would have gone for the anti-air option, Comer might have seen that coming because he's been doing it all match. So you go for the grounded option, you find the KO.
Comer, D-Light, the neutraler, not gonna be able to connect there, and
Oh my
keeping
gosh.
up his advantage state. Almost called out that cross-up, almost called that dash line. That was so nice. Heavy whiffing the D-Light, no punish here. But again, he is just sharking him down. He is waiting, he is getting it. Forgot about Comer's face. The GC side sig is gonna connect. Comer is off stage. Heavy went out there for the ground pound because his weapon toss kept him safe. Is he gonna be able to close out the stock?
Oh my gosh! This is why you play Cassidy. This is when you are really afforded so many opportunities with that high dexterity. Just the design of the character gives you low recovery frames in general. You see that on the signatures quite a bit. You saw the side sig whiff into a GC downlight right after that. He was so ready with it, and Comer, it doesn't have the speed to be able to properly punish that. Heavy has so much pressure playing a high dexterity legend.
Okay, Comer is closing out that stock, nicely done. But in the beginning of this, you said something about Heavy's playstyle maybe not revolving around some of the cheesier aspects of Cassidy too much. I am seeing Heavy exploit, and to his credit, he is getting a lot of advantage out of it.
That's exactly what PJ was talking about, is he should do this because we call them quote unquote cheese or gimmicks, but they're really good and they're extremely unique to this legend. So you should absolutely be doing them, and Heavy is.
That GCD sig, I don't know about that. Comer gonna take full advantage of it. The GCD light a little bit too far back. Not gonna be able to execute. Heavy, is he gonna be able to run away with this now? Comer, you have to close it out after letting him get back on. Side light comes through, D light comes through. Not enough. The fast fall able to avoid the weapon toss. Heavy finding one of his own. Is that gonna be it? Oh my god. Comer fighting his way back.
I wish he would have gotten the GCD sig out. That would have been sick. There's the D-Light into the in-sig. Heavy's still holding on, and another one, and that will do it. So yeah, he completely turns this around on the second stock. He's behind in damage, but he finds the KO with the back-to-back in-sigs. Beautiful gameplay from Heavy. He's not risk-averse. He's risking a lot on the edge with those GCD sigs on the blasters. Now the strong D-Light's going to take him out, and we're in an even game.
He's living on the edge, but right now this game is super, super even. Comer gonna be bringing it back slightly here. Okay, patrolling the weapon, not even trying to pick it up right now, just trying to get a few hits. Heavy whiffing that end light, that is a huge opportunity. Comes back on with the Sire, super disjointed hitbox. Not able to get the landing. Oh wow, the cross-up D-Light, nicely done.
Yeah, he goes for the stomp into the side light, that low damage hammer option. Now Comer's going to be coming in with the sight. There's the side light. You see he doesn't immediately push forward, but then he goes right after that. Okay, there's the down air into the D-Light. Can he confirm the edge guard here? He doesn't want to risk too much. He's going against the hammer off stage, so he's going to respect that. The side sig, I love that he went with the shotgun blast. He didn't really try and charge it up for the like long range laser, and he's going to close it out with some solid orb gameplay, just kind of zoning Heavy over onto the wall, and then once he swapped over to that weapon, it felt like Heavy had enough room to get back on the stage. He made the move to go back on the stage, and then there was the punishment from Comer, the simple KO option.
Yeah, I think it was good that Komu, he didn't overextend off stage against Hammer. You know, that's like one of the quickest ways that a fight can like really swing in favor of your opponent. You're on Scythe, you're on Fate, you can use options like, you know, your side sig, just sometimes like your D-Light. You don't have to contest with some of Hammer's disjoints off stage. So now it is 1-1. I'm telling you guys, it is going super close, super even. Heavy a little bit more dialed back, I feel like, in his signature output than he was in the game 1. But that's okay, he is mixing up his game plan. This time we're going to be going to Miami Dome. Let's see what the platforms are going to do for us. Okay, neutralers just being strung along here. Nicely done, calling out Heavy's lack of dodge. Oh wow, that sidelight catching Komu jumping in.
Yeah, he's shooting with these sidelights. Recently got a buff a handful of patches ago to give it a little bit less recovery time on miss, but it's not working too much so far. Great side air. This should be a free edge guard here. Okay, he didn't even need to attempt the edge guard whatsoever. Comer knew it. Heavy ended up blowing so many of his options, and Comer was just there to extend and extend and extend off stage.
Yeah, that was a lot of extensions off stage. That was a lot of grab pounds, a lot of weapon throws, and nobody got either of the grab pounds off, but then Heavy just found himself in a not so good position. The string, such a good call out there. You can just get so much damage when you hit like an Endlight and your opponent doesn't have a dodge after the neutral. Heavy, he's whiffing the Endlight, he's dodging it, he's not going to be able to get a punish. That is so unfortunate. Heavy, this is snowballing in the favor of Comer. Oh my god.
The tempo and speed that Heavy had before, he doesn't have any of that anymore. He's getting strung along, and then he feels like, okay, it's my turn to play the video game now, and like maybe he gets a hit like he did just there, but then like all of a sudden the chase dodge coming through, the double chase dodge, coming out from Comer. This should KO. Yes, it does off the top. That is something that Heavy needs. It doesn't bring the momentum back in his favor, but it's at least potentially a turning point in this game. If he can do something with this hammer, so far he really hasn't been able to do much with it.
Comer is running Heavy down every single time he is chase dodging it. He is pushing his advantage. He's going forward, and Heavy can't connect a single attack to get Comer off of him. Comer goes out there. He's going to be able to get the Sire. That's the stock and the game. That was all Comer. He was dashing up. He was chase dodging in. Everything that he was going through was connecting, and Heavy could not get him off of him.
And that is a JV3 coming through for Comer. It really felt like, it almost felt like Elden Ring, where you're waiting and all of a sudden here comes the big boss's like 10 move attack where they're doing a spin and a spin and a spin and a spin and a spin, except instead
if you try
of
to do
just,
a wake up,
if
you do an attack.
Exactly.
That's right. You're going to get blown up
hit every single time. He finds 5 hits, he finds 6 hits in a row, and then Heavy's like, it's my turn now, and then all of a sudden, Comer gets the dodge through, and then here we go again. It's the same thing over and over again, that long string attack. Here comes the damage, here comes the KO. Comer played a fantastic game, even forcing Heavy over onto the Zol here, the Amethyst pick coming out. Hey, prove me wrong. I would love to see what Heavy's got on this. I don't know. He certainly knows something we don't, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll just have to find out, but Comer, he is still playing so aggressively. Heavy goes for the cannon, okay, just tossing away the axe, slowing down the pace of the game for just a second here.
He's just becoming a movement lord. he's snapping to the soft platforms, he's landing on the stage, he's dashing everywhere, and he's doing a whole lot of nothing with it, unfortunately.
So it comes through, GC sidelight not going to be able to connect. Heavy, whole lot of whiffs, not a lot of connects at this point. Has to find a way to be able to get back on. Comer is just constantly positioning himself to whiff punish sidelight. So is that going to be enough to KO? Yes, it will. Heavy knocked down to his second stock. Even though there's a lot of damage dealt onto Comer, it still feels like Comer is the one in control of the game.
Yeah, it feels like Heavy is so focused on this movement that when it comes time to punish something, he's like, oh yeah, I'm actually doing all of this movement to get the whiff punish. And then once he's went through that thought process, like he gets hit by Comer, and it's like, what was that movement for? What did you really do with that movement? You didn't accomplish very much with it other than just putting it on the mental stack.
Okay, nice, but not enough to be able to get the stock here. Tries to go for the Sire, but none of these big cannon hits are connecting. Not the end lights, not the Sires. The neutral is finally going to be able to do it as a whiff punish to the whiffed end sig, I think it was, from Coma. Nicely done. 99 damage, though, and climbing.
And again, we're going back to movement. Comer's giving him plenty of room. He's backing up. He's playing safely, waiting for Heavy to get a little impatient, or when he wants to land right in front of him, Comer can start with a neutral light. Gonna maybe try and open things up with that weapon toss that we just saw. There's the side light, but he doesn't chase dodge anymore. He's not chaining 2 chase dodges in a row. Goes off stage. Heavy wasn't able to regrab the cannon. There's the side light again, sending him off stage. Stage control, weapon control in Comer's hands. He also has this weapon spawn. Heavy's gonna have to go through him. Gets the turnaround neutral air. Doesn't move immediately over to the weapon. The double side light comes through. Here comes the cannon.
Okay, he goes for the Seijaru, but, you know, just still keeping him below the stage so he doesn't get back on. And light gonna be coming out here, very nice. He waits for the wake-up option. He almost gets the downer, but then Coma off stage with the reversal. That was all of the momentum that Heavy needed, but he was just a couple of pixels away from connecting perhaps a game-swinging spike.
Okay.
That time around, he's able to get the Seijaru. Nicely done. It is 1 stock to 1, totally even.
That was a great unarmed into the axe pickup side air. That was fantastic work on that, showing that high strength. That one of the reasons you pick Zol is that really high KO potential, that really high burst potential. Heavy now back on the cannon, gonna go to movement mode. Again, he whiffs that neutral light. He does all the movement, but he whiffs the neutral light, gets punished. His spacing's just a little bit off. Comer's ready. Fantastic read, getting the side air to bounce off the wall and the downer, turning around the other edge. Are we gonna see cannon ground pound? No, he's gonna wait. He's gonna get punished for going for the side air after the side light.
Playing so patiently, but then Coma is such a good get off me option. The GC sidelight tell you that is not going to be enough, but Heavy is no longer with a weapon, has to run back onto the stage, is going to be able to pick up the axe, but just going to be calling out the jump. Coma going to be taking it home with a 3-1, going to be winning this winner's final set. Heavy going to be dropped down into the elimination side. I have to say, especially the game before this last game that we just saw in game 3, Coma was walking Heavy down. Every single extension was going unpunished. Heavy, every time that he went for a wake up, you know, it was like always just slightly mistimed, always slightly misspaced. It wasn't his time to go for it. So Coma, he was able to run away with that 3rd game. This 4th game, you know, he switched off to the Zol. I like the switch. I think it did lead to, you know, him having like a little bit more KO potential. He was definitely a little bit more lethal, but I do still think that he was struggling a little bit with the whiff punishes against Coma.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on the other side, Comer wasn't struggling with those. And we talk about Zol all the time. Anytime we see a Zol on the screen, we're like, oh, the high damage, the high KO potential. But then you also have to think about, like, Fate is a high-strength legend as well. We mentioned the high-strength orb at the very beginning of this set when we saw Comer lock in the Fate. And we have to think about that again after he hit that neutral signature to win that game. That was technically before Red. That was, like, the final stages of Orange. It was late into the Orange, but it was not technically Red yet. And he still found the KO, hitting a neutral signature on a 1-jump height up opponent, and that got the KO on Miami Dome. So he's able to do that also on a high-strength legend. It's not quite the extreme that we think about when we think about the high-strength legends like Zol out there, but still showing high strength on his side as well.
And with that being said, we are just going to be jumping now into the elimination side of things. Specifically, I believe we are now in elimination semis or quarters, one of those two. We're going to be seeing Yellow Flash up against Sweaty. Now, these two players, they fought against one another a couple of times in the past, both sets in the favor of Yellow Flash. We're going to be seeing Teska up against Caspian. So we'll see if we're seeing like some of that Qatari dominance, you know, the threat of Qataris that we talked about before. But Teska is still a threat. Teska is still here to stay, excuse me. So we'll see who's got it. Game number 1 between Yellow Flash and Sweaty happening now.
Yeah, Sweaty has been making the run through the elimination side of the bracket, going against people like around his skill level as he starts off right away with the guitars. Beautiful loop there, getting the turnaround on the downer on the right side again. This time he doesn't go for the turnaround downer, he goes for the D-Light into the recovery after everything. But for Yellow Flash, I do want to point out that he had a fantastic upset earlier in Game 5 on Poe. That was huge. I was thinking that was going to be a Poe win for sure as he extends off stage just a little bit. Sweaty with the recovery back on stage. The Insig doesn't get the timing on it, but oh my goodness. Yellow Flash, beautiful timing, waiting out the spot dodge from Sweaty so that he could hit the ground pound and get the KO off the bottom. Beautiful gameplay.
Yeah, that was such an amazing call out. Now that's going to be Sweaty on a second stock lead. Let's see how he's going to find an opening to close it out. Okay, D-Light's still going to be coming through. Another one. This is such a good position to be in, but goes up. That GC D-Light's not going to be able to connect. The neutral are going to be keeping him safe. Yellow Flash is just putting the pedal to the metal. GC Sidelight actually is going to get punished by the grounded Sidelight. I'm pretty surprised about that. I think usually if you do it like up a little bit higher, it should be safe to go for boots GC Sidelight. But even stocks, the damage definitely isn't. Sparky, that was almost it.
Yeah, I think Sweaty is getting a little bit too lazy on his options after getting hit, and I think Yellow Flash is punishing him so far for it. I think Sweaty is really lucky he didn't get caught by that signature from Yellow Flash, because that would have been devastating. I don't think it would have KO'd outright, but it would have set up for the offstage. Again, Sweaty's got to be careful. He can't just extend the same way every time. He can't get those turnaround dares towards the center of the stage, because Yellow Flash is going to hit him every single time. Sweaty did a good job of ending the first stock of Yellow Flash reasonably quickly. I think he only took around 80 or so damage in the process, but still, now we have a huge lead for Yellow Flash. Sweaty's got to be very careful. He can't be lazy. He can't be lazy like that and just throw out the side signature, because what do you do if it hits? Okay, you hit someone in yellow with it, potentially setting up an offstage, but you're likely not going to KO off of that, and all of a sudden Yellow Flash, if you're a little bit lazy with your spacing, Yellow Flash is going to punish you perfectly.
Yeah, and he was getting beat up for it. Sweaty has taken so much damage on his last stock kill. He's holding on to the guitarist. He's just going to be eating this end light. It just feels like Yellow Flash is always one step ahead. He's always swinging a little bit sooner. He's able to get the call out. Just being nice and floaty on the way back down, getting his landing called out here. D-Light recovery, is that going to be enough? Yes, it will be. That's going to be the stock gone off the top. Now, Kataris, again, they always have the potential to snowball if they get that one dodge call out when you start your half pipe. Let's see if he's going to be able to find it. He is just dash jumping, Sidelight, D-Light, but putting him off stage. He was hoping to catch a dodge in. Sidelight going to be coming through. Yellow Flash being so patient with those empty hops.
Great dodge to get through the turnaround dare from Sweaty. We've seen Sweaty get the starters a handful of times, but he hasn't really been able to find the extended strings like he was previously. Then, again, there's the side light into the neutral light, and Yellow Flash is just getting away from it in time. Jumps over and then hits the side air. Doesn't get the chase afterward. Almost gets the recovery unarmed. That might have actually KO'd. Doesn't even matter because he picks up the weapon, recovery KO, and he wins the game.
Yeah, nicely done. I gotta say to both players, Sweaty, he was doing a good job making a comeback on that last stock, but of course, Yellow Flash was the one that initially built up his lead. I think Yellow Flash was coming up ahead in two parts of the game. One of them was the edge guarding. Sweaty was struggling to be able to make it back on against Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash, he was just standing there, not really doing too much, and then occasionally he was just jumping up and down when Sweaty was off stage. He was waiting for Sweaty to come back in with a Sire. He was just waiting for him to overextend because Boots Sire is broken. That move is broken. It is so active. It is so huge. And Sweaty, he just was struggling to make it back on. The other thing is that Sweaty had a couple of unsafe signature commitments. You might have called it lazy. You know, I get the spirit, Sparky. I have to say he wanted it so badly, right? He wanted to be able to find that opening. He wanted to be able to find that KO. It was definitely a little bit greedy, and Yellow Flash called him out for it.
I think one of the biggest problems that Sweaty is going for right now is he's hoping that Yellow Flash is going to come back in on him and that he won't just completely disengage and then restart from a more even neutral perspective. And so that's what I mean when I say lazy. He's like, okay, I'm just going to throw this out and hope that he falls into it. And you need to be a little bit more active than that. You need to be a little bit more cognizant because you're at this level now. Sidelight into the recovery again. That down air, you're just expecting him to move in on you. You have guitars.
Ooh.
Yellow Flash is going to understand that. He knows that. He knows you have a quick close-up weapon that has low startup, goes for the GCD light, goes for the down heavy off the stage, and again, Sweaty throws out the signature, doesn't quite get the hit, but Yellow Flash wasn't able to punish off of that. Great neutral signature after the dash in. There's the side light and the in light. Finally gets that. He's been looking for him.
Yeah, but he was looking for a jump call out or maybe a dodge, but wow, no weapon needed. Yellow Flash gonna be taking out that free stock, but I have to say Sweaty, he has been doing so well. He just has not been able to find those Qatar dodge reads that he desperately needs. Holding down the stage here. Oh my gosh, it is so active. Just when you think that the hitbox is gone, it persists a little bit longer. Sweaty gonna be keeping the game even.
And that was a great call out there. He did a good job of staying far enough back so that once Yellow Flash came over the corner, if he missed that signature, he was ready, primed for a punish. Huge string ending in the signature. Goes for a GC Insig as well. Doesn't find the contact on that, but there's a ground pound on the stage. Again, he's dodging through these turnaround down airs from Sweaty, so Sweaty has to be ready. He has to attempt that when Yellow Flash doesn't have a dodge, or he has to find some other follow-up, because it's been several times in a row Yellow Flash has dodged the exact same way.
What a bait! He just got
Oh, and he
up
catches
and
him up
in
there.
front of Sweaty. Spunky, it was all because of the bait. He baited the D-Light from Sweaty. He got exactly where he wanted him, and as a result, he was just able to go ahead and get the advantage state. So nicely done from Yellow Flash, who's Sweaty. He's gonna have to find this next opening, but look how tricky Yellow Flash is being on his landings. He is saving his dodges until the last possible second. Sweaty that time gonna be able to call him out, playing back a little bit. That end light, he was too busy dash jumping in the other direction to punish it. Sweaty holding down the stage. What's it gonna be? The Sire comes through. Oh my gosh.
I really like that option from Sweaty because the lazy option would have been to just throw a neutral signature up there and be like, this is my responsibility. He's above me. He's in the red. He's in KO damage. I'm going to throw my neutral signature, and that's what I am supposed to do here. But no, he thinks about something else. He tries to bait out the option with a low recovery with move, uses a light attack, then turns around and hits the signature for the KO. This time, again, those turnaround downers are not working, but he is finding them a different way. I think he did a jump to get a little bit higher to then catch the dash that Yellow Flash has been doing, but that time Yellow Flash changed it up.
Oh my gosh, wait, hold on a second. Yellow Flash, he was getting so close to Sweaty, but he never actually pulled the trigger. And Sig not gonna be able to connect here. How is Sweaty gonna keep up this advantage? The recovery on Demon Island is not gonna be enough to KO off the top. Sidelight is a get off me option. GCD light not gonna be able to connect. Is that it? Yes, it will be. Sweaty gonna be taking out this game number 2. Those Katars were looking amazing. He was able to get the strings. He was able to get the follow-ups. And eventually he was catching on to Yellow Flash's dodges. They were mixing him up a little bit. Yellow Flash was able to get some pretty aggressive landings because of him, but Sweaty, I think he did a good job adapting that game.
Yeah, we saw fantastic adaptation coming out from him, moving beyond the just like, I'm going to go through the Caspian flowchart. If we're looking at like Caspian 101 in the textbook, that's kind of the way he was playing before. He was executing it very well, but he was playing like, oh, here is my game plan. I'm going to follow my game plan. But you know how that works when you have contact with the enemy. Like every plan falls apart when you have contact with the enemy, and that's when you have to improvise. And that's what he did last game. He really got a much better handle on the improvisation and what to do after he gets a hit last game, or if he wants to initiate or punish an opportunity where Yellow Flash is out of place. So yeah, really great adaptation coming out from Sweaty that game. Back-to-back gauntlet inlights. I think Sweaty's probably going to be looking for the Katars after this. Doesn't get the spike off that. It does bounce.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on a second. Yellow Flash, he is letting those signatures rip, and successfully at that. Sweaty, once again, it does come down to the edge guarding. I do feel like Yellow Flash's edge guarding is just that much stronger right now. So Sweaty's gonna have to find an answer sometime soon. Sidelight into the end light, waiting, not going for the immediate follow-up. Backing up here, playing it as safely as he needs to, but then end light's in the wrong direction. Sweaty, oh no.
Huge cross-up of Sigs between these two players. They're both looking for like a big move to then set up the move that's going to get the stock. They were both looking.
Okay.
Walking down the street, I be feeling cute. All these eyes on me, but I don't know what to do. I'm seeing all the signs, like everything's aligned. Now everything's aligned, it's easy. I'm telling you it's easy. And everything is dreamy. When you let go, what you can't control. I'm just playing life. I'm making up the rules as I roll the dice. Now I don't have to try or be too nice. All I do is win, win, win.
to come out and it was going to whiff and he was going to be high enough in the air, even on the Demon Island, that we were going to see Yellow Flash happen to get the right spacing and happen to get the right timing to pick up the boots recovery and KO off the top. But Sweaty was able to hold it down, and he's now forcing the legend swap. Yellow Flash swapping over onto the Queen Nai, adopting the Qatar meta that Sweaty is bringing into this. But Spear has caught some nerfs recently. Who was I talking to? I believe I was talking to Guichibu about it, and he said he doesn't like Queen Nai in ones whatsoever. He doesn't. He's struggling a little bit on the current Spear and finding the way that it goes into the meta. Obviously, we're seeing the low movement speed coming out from this Queen Nai pick, but we are getting the 1 point taken out of the defense, so lowering that just a little bit and now put into movement speed to give him a little bit more zippiness around the stage. So we'll see how quickly we get into this one, if we're going to get onto any interesting stage. Obviously, we've seen the Demon Island a few times. I would not want to be on a soft platform against a Queen Nai, or maybe I would go onto a lower soft platform. But before we get to any more of this, we're going to be moving on to a quick short break, and we'll be back with just a few moments with the rest of the set of Yellow Flash versus Sweaty. It's been a great one so far, so don't go anywhere.
We've got you spinning around your new fixation. We are the voice of the crowd, new generation. You got your feet on the ground, we shooting for the stars. Back up, we're leaving this town, baby, we're taking off. We got that new thing, yeah, we got that hot touch. We got that new thing, yeah, we got that hot touch. We drum a different beat, you better listen up. We got that new thing, yeah, we got that hot touch. The kids are on their feet, you better listen up. We got that new thing, yeah, we got that hot touch. We got you spinning around, a new sensation. We got the city locked down. You better follow us. We the new generation. We're making moves in the dark.
And we are back with a thrilling conclusion of Yellow Flash versus Sweaty. Both of them punching well above their weight class, making it all the way this deep into the bracket. We've seen the elimination run coming out from Sweaty so far today, and then we've also had Yellow Flash with an amazing upset earlier against Poe. So hopefully he can carry that momentum. He's struggling a little bit right now. He came out of the gate swinging, but all of a sudden he's taken some L's here against Sweaty, and that's forced the legend swap onto this now Queen Nai that we're seeing.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how that ends up working out. Everybody, my apologies. I was not present for the last game, but I am here now. It's okay. Technical difficulties do happen on occasion, but we're moving past that is now gone, that is now in the past. We're going to see what the exciting conclusion of Queen Nai and Sweaty is. I didn't get to see that much of the last game, but what do you feel like was the prevailing thread of why Sweaty took that last game, Sparky? What was it that he was able to do to bring it home?
We were seeing all of the good things that Sweaty was doing before. He was having more patience. He was playing more like methodically and thoughtfully in that moment rather than just having a game plan in the back of his mind and not deviating from that. He was just doing what he did in the previous game that we saw, and then he just turned it up a little bit. And he was able to eke it out in the end. That was the really important part as well. Like, the pressure was on. He was more in the red. Oh, okay, all of a sudden we're seeing Yellow Flash. He even gets out of that just to see if he can extend it even further. Back and forth to the half pipe. The Qatar gameplay coming out from Yellow Flash so far is dominating Sweaty, but we're early on. Okay, now he's in the red, the D-Sig, but Sweaty was in the air.
Yeah, you know what? Oh my gosh, Yellow Flash, is that going to be enough to take the stock? Yes, it is. Yellow Flash, I'd give him a kitchen job any day of the week because he was chopping it up. Sweaty is already gone off of that first stock. Let's see what more work those Qataris can put in. He said, hey, I got those Qataris too, and they're putting in the mix, Sparky.
We're seeing again towards the end of that stock, we're seeing more down air half pipe options coming out from Sweaty, and Yellow Flash is still continuing to dodge them. So I don't think Sweaty can really continue to go for that much more. We also saw Sweaty do the exact same thing to Yellow Flash though, but again, we're still early in the Qatar gameplay, and we already saw half pipes coming out from Yellow Flash. Now he gets it, and there's the recovery. He gets the 4-piece off of that. It's the down air into the turnaround D-Light into the recovery, and gets the KO off the top, which is fantastic.
Yeah, he just went for the immediate dealer instead of going for like this highlight though. But let's see what he's gonna be able to do to keep up this momentum. Oh, whiffing that end sig though. Okay, not gonna be the safest option.
Oh,
He
you
goes
cannot
for it
be
again.
doing that, Queen Nai, baby. Please don't do that. You can't be running those. Okay, the double D-Light into the recovery. Doesn't matter if there were any spear recovery nerfs whatsoever. You're moving your opponent up in the air with those double D-Lights. We're on World's End, so you're going to get that KO off the top, especially with all the KO potential. See, you didn't see him go for the half pipe there. You saw him land back on the ground after the D-Light and then go for another D-Light.
Yeah, it's a good way of like catching somebody like dodging down who's just maybe not even dodging at all. So just a really good mix up. But now Danu comes through. Oh my gosh, the dodge to be able to cross up, tries to go for the end sig. Sweaty, he wasn't able to connect it, but he was trying to mix up his opponent. Yellow Flash with the anti-tail using his recovery. The sail gonna be coming through. Ground pound to be able to land there. I don't think so. Sweaty has other plans for him. That was super, super exploitable.
Yeah, that was a great side sig from Sweaty to get that stock, but I really do love the dodge back down to the ground that Yellow Flash did earlier because it got him away from the neutral signature that he expected. Does he get the turnaround? Yes, he waits! He waits! Beautiful timing on that to get through the dodge from Yellow Flash. He isn't able to extend it too much further, but wow, great timing on that, great adaptation. That was beautiful.
Oh, but Yellow Flash, he's going to be able to get the Pogo. This is an awful position for Sweaty to be in, and he's going to get ground pounded. The ground pound from the spear does successfully connect. The Yellow Flash going to be taking us into a Game 5. His Kataris put in the work, especially that free stock. He got so many dodge reads that he was looking for. You know, I love like that double jump wait that he did to be able to come back in with a downer. That was so nice. He did unfortunately drop that string later on, but Yellow Flash's Kataris are looking super on point.
Now, one thing I'm wondering is you can see that both of these players are in the exact same guild, so it seems like they're reasonably familiar with each other. I would imagine that they're familiar with each other, given that they're two extremely high-placing players. So, like, if you're looking for scrims against someone, you're going to look for your guildmates, and you're going to look for the best guildmates that you possibly can, and it's probably going to be these two guys, if not a couple others. Okay, the instant shutdown with the inlight and the double recovery comes out from Sweaty. We're back on World's End. Again, another two-piece ending in the recovery. He gets caught. He's just a little bit too high, and out came the down stick from Sweaty.
Oh my gosh, you have to go for the craziest GCD sig because you already know what the bottom angle of it could do. The bottom hitbox, excuse me. He wasn't able to get it that time around. The D-Light recovery not successful. We are seeing the craziest Qatar off of the Legion. I was going to say of the Century, and I was thinking, I think we've seen a lot of Qatari dittos, but we'll just see how the rest of it goes. D-Light comes through recovery, not enough to KO off the top here, but they're so evenly matched at this point. Sparky, what a landing option. Oh my god.
That was a great gravity cancel down heavy. Sweaty expected him to be on the ground, and then we see the turnaround D-Light, and then the KO right after that. That's a nice early way to start this game up, but there's quite a bit of damage even on a relatively tanky Queen Nai. Let's see if Sweaty can get the KO here. Yellow Flash is in the red. He gets away from the turnaround down air. He is on gauntlets, so we haven't seen him do too much on the gauntlets. Okay, doesn't need to do too much. There's a sidelight into the recovery. Gets the KO off the top. Waits to pick up the Qatars. He wanted to see if he could swipe that weapon away from Yellow Flash because the spear has been really solid. We've seen it's mostly been the Qatar show, but anytime he's had the spear, it's been solid as well.
We're back to the Qatari show. We have changed the channel. We're gonna go back to watching the favorite show here. Okay, the downer comes through. Not gonna be able to call out that whip side light. He was a little bit too far away. Sweaty, D-Light recovery, setting up some of these juggles. Both of them are not able to get like their super long extended strings, but that's a dodge call out. Maybe this is a KO. Oh, Sweaty, he doesn't pull the trigger. I thought he was gonna go for like an N-sig.
There's a different dodge coming out from Yellow Flash. He got punished 2 times in a row for doing the same spot dodge and then the wait on the turnaround downer. This time he dodged to the left. He dodged away from the center of the stage to get away from that turnaround downer from Sweaty. So Yellow Flash is having to change up those dodges now that he's been punished several times in a row for the spot dodge.
Okay.
What's the cooldown on that? How many kunai does he have?
The answer is enough. So beautiful, beautiful job. They're going to be taking out that second stock here. This is a game 5. Sweaty up 2 stocks to 1, but it is so close. Again, Yellow Flash with these landing mix-ups. The gravity cancel breakdance was able to connect. That time it wasn't able to KO, but that time the recovery is going to be the tool of choice. It is now going to be last stock elimination side game 5. There is a lot on the line here. Everybody wants to take this one home.
It's Katars versus Katars. Everybody's even so far. Well, quite a bit of damage came out from Sweaty. Yellow Flash going to answer back. Gets the call out on the spot touch on the ground with the D-Sig. Huge. That's going to put Sweaty into the orange. Yellow Flash running all the way to the right side of the stage. D-Light neutral air. No major commitment after that. Floating just above Yellow Flash. We haven't seen the neutral signature in a while. I don't know if he's going to go for it, but it's a GC sidestick from the middle of the stage. Oh my gosh, his gravity cancel, heavy attacks just above the stage, right in the middle. He did it with 2 gravity cancel breakdances in the unarmed kit, and then now he did it with the side sig. He committed with the side sig.
Yeah, that option was just not in Sweaty's mental stack because I, for instance, I forgot like Atari side sig. If I was playing in that game, I would have forgotten that Atari like side sig like exists for like just a moment because he hasn't really pulled it out like that before. So really good mix up, really nice job. Sweaty did not see it coming at all. It just like occupied like a space in hitbox. Had nothing else Queen Eye can really do in that position. Yellow Flash, he was going for like a lot of those tricky options. And you know what? I feel like he was still doing that with Tesca when he was on, well, excuse me. Yeah, he was still doing that on the Tesca when he was going for like some of the GC sidelights. And he was just like waiting until the last possible second to do like a neutral air dodge without any direction. He was oftentimes mixing up Sweaty. That really, really paid off in this game 5 when he went for the gravity cancel options. They were all successful, so much damage and closing out that game like that. Yellow Flash going to be moving on throughout the bracket. That is now Sweaty eliminated and gone from the tournament, at least for the Winter Singles Championships.
Yeah, we now have our top 4 solidified on everything. Of course, on the top side, we had started off with Comer versus Heavy, and then on the bottom side, we have FXL versus Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash coming in, let me remind you guys, 7th seed coming into this, and he is guaranteed top 4. So incredible work now coming out. Excuse me, guaranteed top 4 coming out from Yellow Flash. So great work from Yellow Flash. It was looking a little rough there. I thought Sweaty was going to take that one towards the end, but Yellow Flash was able to wrestle it back. It was gameplay, adaptation, counter-adaptation, and then counter-adaptation. So it was both sides giving and taking, doing a fantastic job on that last set. And we're going to be moving on to FXL versus Yellow Flash. I can't wait to watch this one. FXL likely coming in with a Mordex. We can see it hovered, so I'm working with a little bit more information than the people at home have, and I think we're going to be potentially moving right on into this one. I am not sure. Am I correct on that assumption?
I guess we will find out in just a moment's time. But yeah, it is going to be the Mordex, just like you talked about. And I think we're just going to be getting into it. FXL and Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash now going to be going back to that original Tesca pick, which I still did like, but I love the work that he put in with the Katars when he did end up switching to the Queen Eye, so we just know that he has that in his pocket. But you're going up against FXL. This is, number 1 in the region at this time, has taken home first place at the Autumn Championships for the Middle East. Has also taken 2nd at the Summer Champs, 1st at the Spring Championships. FXL is definitely the opponent to beat. And yet FXL finds himself in elimination side, thanks to Comer, who is now sitting in winners at the grand finals. That's an amazing win for Comer. But now, everybody, we're getting into game number 1, elimination semis. Let's see what we got.
Yellow Flash already had one upset today against Poe. Let's see if he can get another one here against FXL. Fantastic read, the turnaround in light, but FXL is ready with the unarmed GCD light right on Wake Up out of hit stun. It's going to be 2 Gauntlet players just going at it here.
Landing with the downer, jumping just in case he wanted to go for the wake up. Yellow Flash has the advantage here. He goes for a crazy GC and SIG, but FXL is not going to have any of it. A huge capitalization there. GCD light into the recovery again. Yellow Flash has established how comfortable he is with all these gravity cancel mix-ups on his landing. Closing out stock number 1, Yellow Flash is looking phenomenal.
Yeah, you can see that FXL realized how much more damaged he was than Yellow Flash. Over on the left side, he was committing off stage, and then he got those sweat beats. He got one more hit, and he disengaged. He didn't just touch the wall to reset his jumps or anything like that. He went back to the top of the stage. Oh, he's going to get punished for that. Almost got the D-Light read off of that. Fantastic work from XL, but
what finish.
FXL to maintain his composure off of that. It was looking a little bit worrisome after that gravity cancel came out from Yellow Flash, but FXL held on.
Nice patience, just waiting, getting up and above that sideline. But look at the position that Yellow Flash is in. Hold on. But he gets back on. FXL not going to be able to find the daily of his dreams. And Yellow Flash, he just has to take his hand off the keyboard for a second and go, "Ooh, I'm happy to be alive."
And I'm thinking that the down air that FXL barely missed over on the edge that would have led to the KO on the edge guard, I think that is a little bit of a direct result of the recent nerfs to down air and some of the other moves in the kit, but specifically the down air in there. But it didn't stress FXL out too much. He got the KO. Now he's over on the gauntlets and he's playing the vertical game. He's sending him up. He's sending him down. It's all over the place. That's going to bounce off the stage. He's going to go high, the weapon toss. He's still high. He has the side airs to get back, so he doesn't have to burn too much. Not really a worry here for FXL. He's going to survive that one. He's still not even red yet.
Oh, I cannot believe that GC sideline scoop. I thought it was so high up. Yellow Flash, he goes for it again. He is relentless. If he wants to be able to just continue his advantage, if he wants to continue his pressure, he will do so. But he is behind so much in damage. FXL, he only needs like a D-light at this point, really close to the side of the stage. He needs an off-stage Sire, or just maybe one good signature. Anything can do it at this point.
Almost got the call out in time. He was charging the down signature, wasn't able to quite get through all of the iframes of the spot dodge. Another down. Oh, it's going to be the turnaround ground pound coming in this time. He wanted the finisher right away rather than having to hit the down air, get something off of that, figure out what the KO move is. He wanted to go for the big one right away. He was ready to end it.
Yeah, FXL's offstage advantage, or just advantage state in general, is pretty difficult for Yellow Flash to match right now. His damage output with the Scythe, you know, even after all the Scythe nerfs, is still looking so good. And yeah, that's kind of like what you need to be able to close out the stocks with Scythe. Scythe can struggle to get KOs, like sometimes, like it can be like such a good string weapon, but then at the end, it can be like difficult to get that final hit. If you're finding those kinds of edge guards, if you're finding those kinds of offstage ground pounds, then you have nothing to worry about. We're going into the next game. Oh my gosh, Yellow Flash is going to be opening off hot.
And he's sticking with the Tesca. No swap just yet. I don't know if we will see the swap whatsoever or if this is what he favors in the matchup. Man, the dribble game coming up from FXL. He's still behind in damage, even with that little bit of momentum. He even catches that, the final frames of it. You got to be worried. I think Yellow Flash felt safe enough up there that he wasn't going to get caught with a KO off the top because so many of the in-air options were blown from FXL at that point. So the KO threat was very limited.
Okay, FXL, he is just jumping over Yellow Flash. He's just waiting for him to whiff something that he really shouldn't. Oh, but that's going to be the double recovery to take it off the top. Nicely done. Yellow Flash with a lead in this game, too.
Yellow Flash playing very conservatively. He's not going off stage even though he has weapon advantage. He knows that like a spot dodge D-like ground pound wouldn't immediately lead to the KO, but it would give FXL potential stage control or a follow-up option after that, so he can then go back to the main stage, grab a weapon right on top of FXL, and he didn't make a move.
Same brain cell, both of them going for the signature at the same exact time, but Yellow Flash is in a bit of a nice position that neutral. I cannot believe that beat the hitbox on ground pound. He lives another day. The GC ends it to be able to make it back on, but then FXL saying, okay, that's enough extra credit, that's enough momentum. I'm gonna shut you down. Yellow Flash with an amazing lead in this game too.
Okay, going for the Nair Stair Ladder over the top. Isn't able to get like the big finisher to send down towards the middle of the stage to potentially get a bounce pass and then continue off of that. FXL really controlling that ground, the center of the stage. You see him immediately move back right after that string. Easy punish. Grab and the turnaround isn't going to be the KO. The side airs are coming through. The D-light into the ground pound, and that is why he was worried. That is why he was worried about the offstage. Didn't want Yellow Flash to grab that and get the KO.
And Yellow Flash, he is keeping the momentum going. He's waiting a little bit. I am surprised that he went for recovery and not jump neutrally. Maybe he didn't feel like it would connect through. He has no dodge. He has no dodge. Yellow Flash tried to capitalize, but he wasn't able to get his down in time and then jumped right into the signature. Fixel going to be going ahead and evening up the stock count. Let's see what he can do about this damage differential.
Okay, did get the neutral light, but not the Nair right after.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's fishing. He wants that down. He's going to be able to get it. Oh, Yellow Flash is letting all those signatures rip. He goes for the D-light behind him. I don't think that was intentional. Neutral comes out. No punish on the dodge. Going to be a big punish on the end light, though. Fixel just keeps on jumping, and Yellow Flash is whiffing beneath him. Oh. Making it back on. Looking good here. Oh, no.
We see the commitment that we saw that won him the previous game, and he's going to end up missing there. It's on final stock here. A victory in this game would put Fixel in a very good position momentum-wise. See if he can get the finisher here. Oh, that was great job from Yellow Flash to stay just a little bit lower. Fixel didn't want to chase after him deep enough. And then Yellow Flash is going to take the game and tie it up as we head into game 3.
Now, I can't lie. I saw 10 whiffs, maybe not 10, but way too many whiffs from Yellow Flash in this last game here. Fixel was just constantly jumping over him saying, wait, why are you end-lighting exactly? What are you doing here? Able just to get consistently like landing down on his side. And I was like, yeah, this looks like Fixel's game. And then that last interaction just happened. I can't believe that Yellow Flash was able to get that whiff punish. Really, really good job just staying like lethal. He was able to go ahead and find those stocks like where he needed to, but I still feel like Fixel is on top when it comes to the whiff punishes. That is something that I am seeing happening between the two of them. I'm also seeing Yellow Flash. He goes for, you know, when it's like last stock, last hit, he is throwing out a lot of buttons, Sparky. The question is, will they connect or will they get punished?
I really worry about the punish game now that the orb is in play for Fixel on this swap over onto the Fate, because you know you can just pick up a sidelight side air. Like, Radish has built a career off of doing just that on the whiff punish, and I worry about Yellow Flash's game if Fixel can find those consistently. Of course, he has the Scythe as well that he did very well with in the previous games. Not enough to put him up in the set just yet. Fantastic call out, even gets the bounce off of the soft platform to end the KO.
He has been loving Miami Dome. I saw him do that previously as well, but let's just see how he's going to keep this momentum rolling. Yellow Flash, when he gets a stock, he is going to still put on some more damage. He does not let... Oh wow, the dash land into the neutral. Like, that was an amazing, amazing pickup. So smooth.
Great snap on that movement. Does he attempt the edge guard? No, he's just going to back up. Oh, he went for the GC side signature right there above the stage. Fixel did a good job of overspacing that just enough. He was able to find the KO off of that, but he is a little bit behind.
No jump call that time around. Fixel going to be able to get a leg juggle here. The aggressive landing with the down air, catching Fixel jumping on in. Sidelights are going to be coming through. Look at the position that Fixel is in off stage. The GC side sig was unsuccessful. Huge punish from Fixel, but he's at a... That could have been anybody exploding off the top. That could have been Yellow Flash getting cheese. That could have just been Fixel part through the course, but both of them still going to be living another day.
He went for the 3-piece. He went for the sidelight neutral into the side air to get the KO. I don't think a sidelight side air would have done it there. Fantastic work from Fixel on that. I was worried that he was going to overcommit in the vertical and get KO'd off the top, and then all of a sudden we were going to see like 100 damage difference between the two, and it was going to be really worrisome from Fixel because he's done a little bit of, I don't even want to call it overcommitment. Okay, there's the down air. Do we get the stock off of that? The weapon toss goes just over his head. He's not able to get high enough to touch that wall and reset everything. Not too much of a damage difference between these two. Fixel's going to come back in. He does hit the unarmed recovery, doesn't get the neutral air follow-up after that, takes a 2-piece and the 3-piece to send him away from the weapon. And he gets punished right after that.
To avoid the side light because of the ground pounds bounce. This could be the stock. The downer is going to be coming through. Jump wake up side allows Fixel to be able to get back on. This is crazy how this game has progressed so far. Fixel going to be able to get the end light. Catching him, the end sig is going to
turn around.
Both. Oh.
The D-Light into the turnaround neutral air to turn it into an offstage engagement, but is he going to lose the game off of this because they've now swapped places? The D-Light goes over the edge. What a bold move from Fixel, and he gets the immediate punish, the immediate counter punish, excuse me, right after that for the KO and the game now up 2-1.
That was crazy. I want to see a replay of that last interaction because I'm curious.
Yeah, slow that down.
Have a dodge here. Okay, by the way, that GCD light was absolutely insane. Had he done a ground pound towards the stage, that would have been it.
Dodge.
Okay, that's the dodge button.
The side air weapon
okay,
toss
hold
goes
on.
low. He goes back, picks up the weapon. There's the dodge again. Side light into the side air after the whiff D-Light. Was that a bait? Was that meant to be a normal move? It doesn't matter because he was ready right after regardless.
Yeah, going for like the neutral air dodge though can be potentially super scary because you can do like a delayed dodge into something like, I don't know, like a GC Ensig, which he has done before. I don't think that unless like Scythe does like commit to like an offstage option thing, I don't really think that Fixel can really do anything to threaten that position that Yellow Flash was in. So I just feel like that dodge was like a little bit preemptive. But yeah, just really good close there from Fixel. Gonna be taking out that game 3. We're going into game number 4, but Sparky, that last stock, that last exchange, that was so close. It could have been anyone.
I think Yellow Flash was probably expecting either like a jump down air, maybe a dash jump down air if he was far enough back from the stage, right over the corner where you can get line of sight as you move closer, and the Nair Stair Ladder, and the recovery, and the KO! Oh my gosh! He's gonna throw his stock away for it, so potentially, I mean, we'll know based on the end result whether that was worth it or not. Like, was that the brain destroyer and the mental is just over now? Or was that not worth it because he committed everything and lost his stock where he could have just, like, played normal gameplay? If he took that ground pound there from Yellow Flash, that would have shown that the brain destroyer was not effective.
I'm sure Yellow Flash is just like, okay, well, like, you know, that happened. So it's fine. I guess it's still like kind of even, except for the fact that Yellow Flash is pretty behind in damage now. Try to find a way to get back on here. That recovery is going to be so safe. Can't really punish it from that position. That GC sideline Fixel, he has established that he can punish anything here, especially with the orb on hand. Not going to be able to get the neutral that time around. The GC end light going to be coming through. Yellow Flash, he loves his gravity cancel options, doesn't he?
He really does. I mean, he does it when he has a weapon. He does it when he doesn't have a weapon. It's really just that. It's something that you always have to be worried about. He isn't always throwing it out, but it's something that is always in the back of your mind that you have to worry about. You have to dedicate at least a few neurons to thinking that that might be coming in. But we are looking at a solid lead for Fixel. There's the side light. He's going to back up over the stage. There's a charge side signature rather than just a charge shotgun blast. He gets the laser. See if Yellow Flash can clean this one up. He is going to go off stage. He rips the GC downlight way too early.
Okay, Fixel, he is just putting on the damage here. Is that going to be enough to take it? Not quite, but it is a nasty position for Fixel to be in. D-Light recovery is enough to do it off the top. Nicely done from Yellow Flash, but he has to find a way to be able to make up all of this damage. He needs to find that D-Light as an opening. He needs to just find himself a side light just to at least put himself in a good position. The neutral was not able to set up the juggle. He jumps away. He's not getting those big brute twigs, Sparky.
Yep. And I'm worried about how safely Fixel can play on Orb. He can just step back. He can use his range. Another down air. And is he going to shut him down right here? He's able to get the touch in time. But again, this is Fixel playing safely because he has the option to do that. It's going to take almost everything to get back. If he gets like one more solid hit, it'll either lead to the KO or it's going to take everything. Okay, we're going to get a little bit bold with the side signature there and the recovery KO off the top to kind of wind things down and take the set 3-1 against Yellow Flash. But congratulations to Yellow Flash for well outplacing his seed, had the upset on Poe earlier, and even had really solid gameplay in this set, but he couldn't take it to game 4, he couldn't take it to game 5, or excuse me, he couldn't take it to game 5 here against FXR Fixel.
So something very tragic happened for Yellow Flash, and that's that his Sire dropped. I think Fixel fell out of one of the multi-hits of it as Yellow Flash was like getting back on, as he was like on like the quality of the stage. And then from there, Fixel was just able to take that situation and make it his own. And Yellow Flash, he took a huge beating after that. I have to say, I like the way that Yellow Flash like played off stage as he was getting back on. He's like super patient. Like he knows when do I have to hold in to be able to avoid the weapon toss. How do I maneuver myself? But at the end, I think Fixel's advantage state was just too powerful. Yellow Flash gonna be going down. He's gonna be getting eliminated. Fixel gonna be moving on into elimination finals. And I'm loving what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great gameplay coming out from Middle East. I don't normally get to do Middle East. I'm trying to remember the last time I did commentary for Middle East. It feels like it was a really long time ago. Normally, I'm the SEA guy. Because I'm one of the few people who like gets up in the morning at like a regular time because we do this with a bunch of like gamers and no one wakes up until like 11 a.m.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's been a real treat. It's been a real treat to get to do Middle East today. I've been loving the gameplay so far. We've had some solid games from a lot of different players. I don't know if I've ever seen Yellow Flash on stream personally, or at least gotten to call Yellow Flash on stream, so that's been a real treat. And we have some more gameplay ahead. We're going to be going to a short break, and then we'll be right back with the thrilling conclusion of the Middle East Winter Championships singles.
I just wanted to let you know that I miss you, but I still think about you a lot. Do you think about me?
Philly locked in. Getting to the top, there ain't no other option. If I gotta fight.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Brawlhalla Winter Championships for singles in the big year of 2026. As you may have seen, we have been in the top 8 of Middle East, and now we're getting into the top 4. We're going to be kicking it off with the Eliminations Finals. It is so good to see all of you again. Sparky, how are you feeling about some of the matches that we got to see so far?
I'm loving these games, and I'm going to love this next one even more as well. We got to see Heavy earlier on the Cassidy legend that I've been talking about for a very, very long time. We get to see it a little bit with, like, Wubs, maybe, like, one other player out there. But whenever I've seen Wubs play Cassidy, like, one of the things I've constantly been talking about is, like, there's so much more of the legend to look at and to play, and like it's a very deep bucket that people are not like reaching all the way into the bottom of as like a very high dexterity blasters legend, and some of the things that it really affords you with that, but also high dex hammer. I've been talking about high dex hammer for a really, really long time too. So I'm glad that Heavy is exploring more of what this legend truly has to offer and show like how big of a muscle that you can flex when you play Cassidy.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. And you know what, Heavy, when he knows how to really like mix up threatening different, different like space with his like different signatures, I feel like that is when he was like super, super scary in his winning side set. Like, yeah, he was like letting those like neutral signatures really rip, and he was really letting them go with the hammer. And then sometimes he was mixing up the side sig, especially like the GC side sig, that his opponent was just not ready for. So we'll see if Fixel's gonna be ready for it. But Heavy and Fixel, no shortage of set history with the two of them. They have fought against each other quite a few times in the past. But now, my friends, we are going to be getting into game number 1. This is still in the elimination side. This is elimination finals. This is to get into grand finals. So only 2 to 3 sets left today. Fixel up against Heavy. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, going back a little bit to what you said about like changing up the signature usage earlier, is like Cassidy being somewhat known as like a gimmicky legend really kind of plays into Heavy's game plan. Oh, okay, the offstage, the recovery, that's why you don't go offstage against a hammer. He was setting up for the ground pound, but a great weapon toss from Fixel. There's the stomp side light. He's not able to go for the side air there. It wasn't going to pop up high enough for that. See if we can even get a reset back to like normal things. That they've been coming out of the gate 100 miles an hour. I don't know how many kilometers that is. Sorry, the rest of the world.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either. It's okay, Sparky. We're not paid the big bucks to do what Polly does, I suppose. Okay. Ensig gonna whiff here. Oh my gosh, but that's okay because it's Cassidy. If you see one Ensig, you already know that she's got another waiting for you. Heavy goes for it again. 3rd time is not actually gonna be the charge. Fixel gonna be avoiding it. D-Lane ends up whiffing. The sidelight as it get off me. The Sire Heavy with all of these crazy wake-ups. Oh my goodness.
And that's where you can play into the gimmick nature. You can be an insig merchant for a little while. Stomp side air on that one. Didn't even want to go for the neutral signature. Just went for the 2 light attacks. But the side air feeling like a heavy attack sometimes. But yeah, you can lean in and just be like, I'm doing gimmick mode. I'm going for the insig. I'm an insig merchant here. And then all of a sudden you just go back to normal gameplay and you're like, yeah, stomp side air is crazy. I can hit a landing side air into the neutral light on blasters. I can do so many things with that legend, or I can be cheese gimmick mode. So that gives you like 2 different styles of play that you can really lean into and swap back and forth and really keep your opponent on their heels.
Okay, and Light not gonna be able to get the pickup here. Oh, just landing on top of Heavy. That is exactly where Cassidy wants you to be. Fixel backing up a little bit here. Nice punish on that whip side light. No big string so far from these gauntlets yet.
There's the side light, gets the neutral air right after it, and the recovery, a really delayed recovery, but the timing from Fixel was great on that. And again, the D-light side light into the recovery, that is going to lead to the disarm.
Oh my gosh, Fixel just gonna be letting that one go. Heavy just jumping right into it. Okay, that was an amazing call out on Heavy's movement. Fixel not gonna be able to get the downer. He drifts a little bit too far back. Weapon toss into the D-light does connect, and now Fixel has stage control. Heavy fights his way back on. D-light recovery, is that enough?
And a KO!
Even on...
Final blast.
How do you feel about that?
Almost at 150 damage on this map. All right, okay. All right. I'm sorry, I'm gonna send an email after this. So we'll just keep it at that. Oh, he gets the neutral light, but not the recovery follow-up. Heavy was just a little bit too high.
Okay, Fixel a little bit too far back to get punished from Heavy there after he whiffs that GC end light. slowing down the pace of the game because he knows that he has a stock lead. He has no incentive to actually approach, but then he jumps right into the end sig. Heavy gonna be able to get that call out, and now it is last stock apiece, but Fixel needs just about anything. Well, when I said anything, I did not mean an end light. Or the side light, but anything now should be able to do it. The nice recovery, yes, it will be beautifully done. Side light into the recovery, the 2-piece comes through. Fixel gonna be taking game 1 against Heavy.
Yeah, his ability to find KO options off of the sidelight, he's been doing such a consistent job of that, and so that's something that like a lot of Gauntlet players struggle with. So I don't know. I'm gonna pay attention a little bit more here to see if that's just like a mistake coming out from Heavy where he's not pressing the dodge button in time, or if that's just Fixel's great job of noticing a dodge came out. That means I can find it because he's not going to be able to jump out of it in time. And we're going from one high dexterity, like fast hammer legend over on to a fast legend as well, but a little bit different. We're going to be moving on to the bow, moving into the guitars. So quite a bit of a departure here from the previous legend that we saw.
Yeah, this is very, very different. Let's see what Heavy's Embers has for us. You know, as we mentioned before, the guitar is a pretty, they're in a pretty good spot at the moment, but it all depends if you're going to be able to actually find those openings, if you're going to be able to get those dodge callouts. But Fixel, he's going out there, has to toss up his weapon and keep himself safe. Heavy gets that downer, but then ends up going covering behind him, excuse me. Fixel, no sidelight recovery, doesn't find it that time. Downer comes through.
Okay, there's the in-light. See what he can find after it. I want to see how he's going to incorporate the signatures into this one. Like, we know bow in-sig. That's the one like we always talk about. Again, Fixel's able to find the sidelight, GC sidelight, into the recovery for the KO. So many times Gauntlet players have to just, like, go for the coin flip. They have to find that guess, and they just happen to have the RNG line up in time. But Fixel's able to get it, and then he continues here with the Nair Sair ladder as well. Side sig over the edge. He's able to get below it.
Damage. Okay, makes it back on, picking up the bow now, but goes for the sidelight in the wrong direction. His movement was looking so crispy for just a moment. That could have been an amazing, amazing spike there, but unfortunately for Heavy, it did not connect. Fixel still gonna be honest for the stock, still gonna be holding down the stage. That GCD light was not hitting anybody. Everybody knows that bow loves to go for the GCD light, and Fixel called it out.
Dude, Fixel is feeling so confident here. He even went off stage against Bo while he's definitely in the orange. Like, he's reasonably deep in the orange. All it takes is a bow ground pound and you're done. It could be a bow down air with a massive range to set you up, and then your stock is gone. But Fixel was going in at weapon disadvantage off stage, not even worried. He's going to go all the way under the stage this time after the weapon toss from Heavy. He's going to safely kind of float and bunny hop back to the stage. He gets back, but all of a sudden over on the wall on the right side. It feels like Fixel has complete freedom of movement. Whether he's like on the wall, he's not at disadvantage because he's just going to find his way back on, and Heavy really doesn't have any answer for it. Like, Heavy is the one disengaging from these off stages.
Yeah. Bow is supposed to be the weapon that makes you feel uncomfortable, right? It's supposed to be shutting down your movement. It's supposed to make you feel like, wait, why can you cover my options from this kind of a distance, cover those jumps? Heavy was not able to exert that kind of pressure, but he's slowly bringing this one back. He's able to get that first stock. He's opting to go for the guitars. He wants those big, big combos. Fixel goes out there. He's able to get the two-piece. He wasn't able to find the third hit, but the position that Heavy is in is not looking so good. That was an amazing weapon toss, but he eats the end light. I don't know if Heavy can make it back on, and he will not. Fixel taking game 2.
Ember is not the play. Maybe Ember as a legend has legs here, but I think specifically Heavy's Ember is just not the play. I think you move away from that as quickly as you possibly can. You're putting yourself in as a low defense legend. Now, maybe my mind is a little bit biased and clouded because, like, just yesterday, I was demolishing part of the Creed's Ember all day, forcing him on other legends, demolishing him there too. But still, we're seeing the swap instantly back over onto the Cassidy. I think this is a much better choice.
Yeah, going back to the comfy pick, let's put that Ember away for you now. And yeah, you're really supposed to, like, threaten, you know, you play Ember, you gotta go for the bow, you have to go for, like, a lot of the signature mix-ups as well after hitting, like, a sidelight. That is what Ember can be so capable of that we've seen before. But Heavy, going back to the Cassidy, let's see what we've got here. We're going back to Demon Island. Fixel already getting a couple of hits and already going to be controlling the stage. Neutral comes out. Sire does not connect as Heavy just dodges past it.
There's the Insig. Heavy again, gonna play that anti-air game. knows that Fixel wants to be in the air. You see him floating above. There was even the recovery, but he has to worry about Fixel on the ground. Okay, fantastic start. Is he going to finish things up with an edge guard? He was looking for a potential recovery. You saw him dip down a little bit lower than you might if you were on another weapon. There's the D-Sig. Okay, we didn't see hardly any D-Sigs whatsoever previously. Stomp into the neutral signature, but it's going to be a low-strength Legend on a high-ceiling map.
That Ensig is going to be able to do it, though. That was just enough to take it off the top. Heavy looking super good. He went back to the hammer, he went back to the Cassidy, and he is letting those N-Sigs fly.
Yeah, he's just really playing for those neutral signatures. I think both on the ground, obviously starting off with the D-Light into the neutral signature, but then especially if you see him backdashing, expecting an aerial approach, he can then throw out the neutral signature on the whiff from Fixel. But now things are going to be a little bit different. Now he has much more range compared to the gauntlets. There's the downer, even goes for the Sire follow-up after. You got to be really careful just ripping a hammer grab on. You do not move very quickly whatsoever. I can't believe those icicles didn't hit him.
I know, but Heavy, he just knew how active that move was. Fixel is going to be able to make it back on. The weapon toss trying to just threaten Heavy as he picks up the gauntlets here, but he lands into the N-Sig. That is already so much damage being piled onto Fixel. Heavy is going to be able to get the stomp. He does get the Sire, and now he can potentially get the stock here. He needs that N-Sig, and it is going to be able to connect. Heavy closing it out. Nicely done.
At a solid point in this game so far. Fixel's going to have time to get over onto the weapon. Here comes the sight. There's the side light. You see him instantly dodging off stage or pressing off stage. Look at how far Fixel is willing to commit off stage to end this stock as quickly as he can. Gets the neutral air into the recovery, and all of a sudden, like, before that entire engagement, Fixel had 0 damage, and then Heavy had like close to 100. And then all of a sudden, Fixel didn't take a lick of damage until just now, and he gets the stock. What pressure Fixel is able to express.
Let's see if Heavy's going to be able to match that level of pressure. He makes it back here. Okay, that N-Sig is not going to be able to connect that time around. The side light. Fixel. Oh, the angle. The angle. Oh, the stage spike. Is that going to be it? Fixel. The Sire of Doom. On what stage was that possible? Thanks to Demon Island. The short sides, the angled bottom part of it. That was disgusting. That was such an amazing way to go ahead and close it out. Fixel, he converted off that situation so well.
The gods of geometry really coming through to help him on that, to get the hit right off the edge of the corner. Remember, in physics class, angle of incidence equals angle of refraction, and we got that there. That is so tough, dude. That's so unlucky for Heavy. That is brutal. He went into that final stock even with his opponent after having a massive lead, and then that happens, and that leads to the 3-0. That is so brutal for Heavy.
I'm sorry, I was just looking up what angle of incidence meant. I'm sorry, I never actually took physics in school, but you do not need to take physics to know, like, getting hit on like those like slanted bottom parts of the stage is bad if you're the one getting hit. But for Fixel, of course, that was amazing. So really capitalized on that situation so well.
I think it's angle of reflection, not refraction. Just for all the physics heads at home. Sorry, guys.
I'll take your word for it, Sparky. Usually, you know, I feel like I go on the mic and I'm the guy that knows everything, but this time I'm deferring to you. Okay, Fixel, nice job fighting his way back into his seat in the grand finals. That is now Heavy completely eliminated from the tournament in elimination finals. They kept it close. You know, he went back to the Cassidy, his comfort pick. It was definitely working out for a little bit, but Fixel's advantage state is just too good. Especially his offstage gameplay was difficult for Heavy to match.
Yeah, and we have to keep in mind that Heavy is a relatively new player at this level. We didn't see him even get into a top 16 in an official tournament until September of 2024, and then there was like nothing in between that, and then Summer Championship of 2025 happened. He got 7th place there. We didn't even see him on stream at that point, but then it was the Autumn Championship for Middle East, September 12th, just a little bit, 6 months ago or so. That's when we really saw Heavy come out of the woodwork. So he's going up against like the titans of this region. He's going up against the Homers. He's going up against the Fixels. And so there is still so much more room for Heavy to grow, and I can't wait to see that this year. This was already a fantastic breakout performance this year. Can't wait to see if he continues that momentum, but we are moving on into our grand finals. We have Fixel versus Comer, the tug of war that's been going back and forth in this region.
And we're going to be potentially seeing the Fate Ditto. Not even just potentially, it's here, it's happening. Both Fixel and Coma are going to be on the Fate. Okay, we'll just have to see how it works out. These two have played against each other 3 times in the past cumulatively. Previously, though, it does seem like the set history does favor Fixel. But if Fixel wants to be able to take it all, he has to win 2 consecutive sets, whereas Coma only needs 1. Everybody, we are now in Grand Finals, and Coma is opening off hot with an amazing amazing scythe combo.
Oh my goodness. We have a dodge burn, but that's like a normal Fate thing, so you can get all of the movement that the gravity cancel side sig brings into play here. You're going to get more than just using your dodge towards the left or the right. There's the side air, potentially. Okay, can we set up the edge guard here? He's just going to get a jump side air. He's just going to play safe, and that weapon toss homed in on him. There's a GC side light. That should be everything, even with the dodge if it came out off of cooldown. And how poetic is this, Dar, that we're on the Demon Island. There's the light side, there's the dark side. We have Fixel versus Comer. We have the white color scheme on Comer. We have the black color scheme on Fixel. Well, like, this is beautiful. It feels like destiny.
It's time for them to meet their fate. You set it up for me, Spiky. Thank you so much. I was just waiting for that. Comer. Oh, Fixel. Whoa. What just happened? Hello? He just chase dodged off, and then he was out of resources, and then he's gone. That's not the kind of misinput that you want in Grand Finals. Fixel, wake up. Fixel, lock back in. You're not going to be chase dodging like that again. Okay. How am I going to be eating that down? That spikes.
Yeah, we got the down air, we got the interruption on the recovery, everybody heard that noise come out, indicating as such. Fixel's still down more than a stock at this point, so he's gonna need something special if he wants to end this game with a victory. But still, there are chances for momentum here. Ooh, the neutral signature as well, extending off stage just a little bit to catch an aerial opponent. He almost got that side light. That would have been the side air leading to the KO after that GC in light that came out from Fixel, and the down air is gonna end things up. So now we need to look at whether or not Fixel is going to be a goldfish or an elephant. An elephant never forgets and it weighs heavy on the conscience, but a goldfish has a memory of 10 seconds. That's what Fixel needs here. He needs to forget that game, forget everything that just happened to him, and go back in fresh.
I feel like usually people would want to be the elephant in this. I don't know if anybody is often like, oh yes, I want to be the goldfish in this.
I wouldn't want to remember that game. If I was Fixel, I would not want to be remembering that game.
Well, you know, the goldfish is bound to repeat the same mistakes. The elephant learns from his mistakes. So I actually think that Fixel wants to be the elephant in this case. Okay, before we get clipped out of context and being told like, oh, we're not talking about the game. We are talking about the game. We're going into this next one. Fixel up against Coma. Fixel is still going to be staying on the Fate, not opting for the Mordex. We're going to be staying with the Ditto going into this. I really just feel like this was like mostly off of like that one misinput that he did when he chase dodged off without any resources and then just threw his second stock away. We're starting off with a clean slate now. Let's see what we got.
Okay, we're back to double scythe coming into this one. Both players leading with this weapon. Okay, the D-Light turning things around. Even the side light coming out from Fixel. Feels like Comer's a little bit on the back foot, at least in the beginning of this game.
Okay. Tried to get that offstage set up. Not yet. Coma just gonna be holding it down, with that D-Light and like coming through. Gonna be catching Fixel behind him. Nice job, nice follow-ups. Oh my god, Coma, he's going all the way out there. He wants that neutral and he is gonna be able to find it. Why didn't Fixel go for the downer? Why didn't Fixel go for the downer before Coma went for the neutral? Because Coma has to hold in to be able to make it back onto the stage. That could have been either one of them going down, but Coma is the only one that pulled the trigger.
Oh, he's gonna lose his stock just like that. That's so tough. And after such a good play earlier of waiting to see if Fixel was gonna rip his dodge, getting through the neutral air that Comer threw out, but he hit it because there wasn't the dodge that came through Fixel in time, so it was beautiful. And now he's gonna go back over to the scythe after a fantastic unarmed combo as well. The in-light into the side air. There's the ground pound again. Oh, he went for the ground pound re-deep into the push-off column rather than waiting for the down air.
Such a dangerous position to be in, but Coma finds himself off stage once again, gets back on, goes for the reversal, and all of a sudden the tables have turned. Coma was the one in control of the offstage situation. Okay, Fixel wants to go all the way out there. That could have been the stock had the Sire connected. Coma is still staying alive, but he goes up and above the stage with the recovery. He was sweating. He had no options. Fixel did exactly what he needed to do to punish him.
And this is both players showing like major commitments off stage. That time it went towards Fixel. He did a great job of reading all of the movement that came off and responding correctly. The weapon toss almost made contact with Fixel. There is a weapon spawn middle of the stage. Fixel's going to swap it out over onto the orb. It's going to keep Comer weapon starved. Comer pushing into the air again. Next weapon swiped as well.
Oh my gosh, just dashing in, dashing out. Comer's movement, they're so tricky for Fixel. That was such a good bait and punish. He has to make it back onto the stage. Comer, he doesn't really have to go out there besides maybe with the downer. Fixel fights his way back on here. Sidelight Terry, that should do it. Yes, it will. The two-piece true combo comes through.
Comer is a little bit behind here, but he does have weapon advantage. We'll see if Fixel's able to grab one quickly or if Comer's going to strip the field. Here comes the orb out from Fixel. Potentially going to play very aerially with these down airs. There's one making contact. Again, another down air coming out. Back-to-back inlights coming out from Comer, though. The D-light just almost over the corner in case Fixel wanted to come over a little bit too prematurely. There's the side air, potentially setting up an edge guard. Those down airs are going to come right over the corner. Again, the side air reading high. Again, a down air. He's playing side air, down air, side air, down air.
Is holding on to that side, saying being so patient, but Comer is in a bit of a nasty position off stage. Fixel, he keeps on committing, and he now gets hit with the sidelight. He gets hit with the Sire. He gets hit with another one. Is this going to be it for this game? Can Fixel make it back onto the stage? Comer, he doesn't go out there to finish it all. He's afraid of the recovery. He's afraid of the neutral. This could be anybody's game, Sparky. Fixel, he didn't catch the landing.
The disarm could be huge here. And Comer actually goes back in. He has enough room, and Fixel got through that. That gave Comer enough time, or excuse me, that gave Fixel enough time for the weapon spawn to come in. GC down sync to get in. Comer was not expecting that one. He wasn't able to punish it in time. That is, I don't want to call it a popular thing, but that is a thing Fates do because they're able to teleport over to that corner, and Fixel is going to fall after getting sent far enough, and he's going to lose that game, and that is a tough loss. But look at the damage difference between the two. It's like 130, 140 between the two. It took 601 in order for Comer to get that one. That's over 200 damage per stock on average across the 3 stocks.
Yeah, and this could be huge for Comer. I believe the last time that he has won an event was all the way back in the Winter Championships for this region last year. So this could be big. Fixel now going to be on the Petra here, actually. Finally going to be switching off. No longer on the Ditto, but will we be seeing the 3-0? Or is the Petra switch just what he needs?
Yeah, here comes another high-strength orb. I expect that to be a common through line this weekend. It has been for a while now. The Fates, the Petras, very popular legends. Comer again charging up that side signature to get the laser beam as opposed to the close-range shotgun blast. Again, the two-piece, man. He's grabbing those so consistently, and the ground pound, and that's just going to be it. You're playing a strong legend with solid defense, and all of a sudden you're going to lose your stock in orange to a scythe ground pound. That's a tough way to start things. I thought we might have gotten more off of that string after that weapon toss hit to add a little bit of extra stun.
Oh my gosh, Fixel with the string, the amazing job putting on the damage here. But Comer, look at the position that he has Fixel in off stage. Fixel still has to find a way to fight back on. After all of those hits, all it did was actually put Comer back on. But the ground pound gonna be coming through. He goes out there, he's gonna be able to get the spike. Nicely done. And just like that, the stock count has been evened up. Fixel dash jumping up and above Comer's face.
The in-light, nothing immediately after, a little bit of a movement back into the jump recovery. The recovery didn't make contact. There's the side light, and that's going to be a KO all the way out there. You know that recovery is going to KO. There was a solid amount of damage added up from Comer, and all of a sudden, this is a full stock lead. This could be it right here. If Fixel doesn't find something and find it fast, oh, he's going to whiff that side light. Not going to have that stacked hitbox that he needed.
Yeah, I can't believe that ended up whiffing that sidelight. Also not going to be able to connect. Fixel, is this going to be it for Fixel? Not like this. Not a 2-0 stock-wise, and not a 3-0 in grand finals. You have to fight back at this point. But Comer, he is playing with so much momentum behind him.
Oh, I almost did it. That was almost a 130 KO. Oh my goodness, the recovery also sending over onto the wall with the immediate answer back from Fixel. The interruption, the wake up. Oh my gosh, the D-light into the recovery almost enough to do it, and that's gonna do it right there. Comer in a 3-0 fashion, not winning a tournament since Winter Championship last year. He's been in a tug of war back and forth. Fixel, Comer, and then all of a sudden, Comer comes out on top and wins this in 3-0 fashion. No reset needed. He did it from the winner's side.
Yeah, and that's the first time that either of them have 3-0'd one another. Definitely was expecting this to go maybe a little bit more even, or even in the favor of Fixel. And then Akoma, he just showed up and he showed that he was here to play and that he was here to win. He's going to be taking it all. That is a 3-0 from the winner's side in grand finals. Amazing, amazing, amazing job to everybody. But yeah, his gameplay was unmatched. Kicking off a whole weekend full of singles action.
Yeah, great work coming out from the Middle Eastern region. We saw the legend swaps going from the Mordex onto the Petra. Wasn't enough for Fixel to come out on top here. It was Comer sitting on that Fate, sitting very comfortably on that Fate, showing great scythe gameplay, showing great orb gameplay, showing great momentum that he could get on his side while also sometimes playing more conservatively when he needed to. So showing just like a great spectrum of gameplay coming out from Comer all across the board.
Yeah, and to do it with Fate as well, even after all the discussions that we've had about Scythe, I mean, we still saw some really crazy damage out, but Como, he just seemed like so comfortable on either weapon. Be it with the orb, he was spacing out his opponents. Be it with the Scythe, he was just able to string along so many big hits. I just feel like his advantage state was unmatched. He was able to get all the dodge reads that he was looking for, and even when Fixel, was like fighting back and going for like some really crazy wake-up options, Como was usually in a position to still be put back onto the stage and keep up his edge guard in one form or another. So yeah, just really excellent Fate gameplay all around.
That is going to be the podium looking as follows. In third place, Heavy, for another solid placement from him, showing that he is a consistent top 3 player in this region, despite being relatively new to the podium. Then in second place, we had Fixel, who has won numerous tournaments in this region. He's kind of been the man to beat. He's been beatable, but he's kind of been the man to beat in this region. And then in first place, it's Comer. He's winning the tug of war this time. Let's see if he can carry this momentum throughout the rest of the year and kind of do what Fixel was doing towards most of last year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the way this region develops throughout the year, how the meta changes and how that affects their legend picks, if it does at all. Sometimes it just doesn't, and they stick on their legends because they're solid legends and they're comfortable with those legends. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to how this region develops.
Yeah, as am I. But Sparky, I must say it has been a pleasure. This has been a very quick block here. Just like a lot of really fast, high-paced sets here, guys. But yeah, thank you so much for having us. That is actually going to do it for the stream for today. But my friends, it is, of course, the Winter Championships singles weekend. So Saturday and Sunday are going to be packed with South America, Europe, and North America singles action. For today, we're done. We're going to be seeing you this weekend. Everybody, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
We haven't seen the neutral signature in a while. I don't know if he's going to go for it, but it's a GC sidestick from the middle of the stage. I wonder if he was far enough back from the stage, right over the corner where you can get line of sight as you move closer. And the Nair Stair Ladder, and the recovery, and the KO. Oh my gosh! He's going to throw his stock.
Okay, that Edsig is not going to be able to connect that time around. The sidelight, Fixel.
Oh.
The angle.
Oh.
The angle. Oh, the stage spike. Is that going to be it? Fixel. That could have been either one of them going down, but Comer is the only one that pulled the trigger.
Oh, he's gonna lose his stock just the wake up. Oh my gosh, the D-Light into the recovery, almost enough to do it.
And that's gonna do it right there. Comer in a 3-0 fashion, not winning a tournament since Winter
Championship last year. He's been in a tug of war back and forth. Fixel Comer, and then all of a sudden, Comer comes out on top and wins this in 3-0 fashion. No reset needed. He did it from the winner's side.
Yeah, and that's the first time that either of them have 3-0'd one another. Definitely was expecting this to go maybe a little bit more even, or even in the favor of Fixel. And then Akoma, he just showed up and he showed that he was here to play and that he was here to win. He's going to be taking it all. That is a 3-0 from the winner's side in grand finals. Amazing, amazing, amazing job to everybody. But yeah, his gameplay was unmatched. Kicking off a whole weekend full of singles action.
Yeah, great.
Eyes locked tight, I can't get you out my mind. Oh no, what have we got to lose? Holding your stare, I feel the lust in the air. Don't you? What What if we run with it tonight? Hands all over me. What if we heat it up